didn't want to have to be that guy, but I just hope no scandal comes from it.
Well, he's a very scandal-free person. There's no scandals about LeBron James apart from his mum banging one of his teammates. But that's not him. That's his.
Is that what happened?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
God damn, 47.
God damn, 47.
I think his mum banged one of the teammates. Yeah.
One mate can satisfy her.
LeBron, I hear your mom's a team mascot.
Oh no, come on.
Why
His ball game is fire.
why are you doing that, bruv?
One man can satisfy.
Why are you doing that, man?
Firing mode.
You know what? Can you imagine though? You've been scandal free, and then the thing that comes up is that your mum.
You're the real MVP.
That's deep.
Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats and dogs, rodents and other small insects, welcome to another episode of the Eloquently Saying Nothing podcast. This is episode 84. I am Stavros Boss, the host with the most. In the room with me tonight, I have Simple Simon.
Hello, bad mind. Good morning.
You know, Steph started the podcast like it was an LGBT podcast.
How?
And I said, yeah.
I was copying Wavy from Not Everyday Pod.
Nah, but you said it like you work it, bruv. Yeah.
Yes.
Like you're a money supermarket.
Cats and rollers, small dogs and small insects.
What is it with
Oh my God.
I hate that word, man.
What, the yas
The
one?
I like yes. Anyway, at Simple Simon FB
on Twitter. Yeah.
Yeah, we have
Yes.
Big Wahala.
What's good, people? Big Wahala's in the building. At
Yes.
Big Wahala.
Yes.
At Big Are we doing that? At Big Wahala on Twitter. At Big Wahala on Insta, innit? Yes.
Yes. And we have the most yas of them all, that actor.
Yes. What up, girls? What up, guys? How y'all doing? Yes. No monologue this week, but it's your boy.
I was going to say to do the monologue in the accent.
Yes. It's your boy, the actor, DATACTOR on Instagram and Twitter. Get at me.
I am at Stavros Bus. You can catch us collectively at ESN Podcast on,
Yes.
on Instagram and on Twitter. Use the hashtag ESN Pod. That is ESN Pod. And
Plug.
get talking to us.
/ yes. Not really.
And search for Eloquently Saying Nothing on Facebook. All right,
Plug.
before we get started, usually Big Wahala is the one that jumps in there and he always has the first topic. Yeah, always.
Yeah, I have no topic today. I could pick one, but I don't know.
No. I said I want to do my rant before we get started.
Oh, you got a rant?
I always forget. There's always something I want to talk about, and I always
Okay.
forget because you jump in there and then I go into the stuff.
G.
But this time I just want to
We
get
might
my
not
rant
want
off
to
my
hear
chest.
your rant.
They say made
Let,
rant.
let him get it off his chest. Go on.
Let me get it off my
Any
chest.
Peter Griffin.
It's a mighty chest
Let me
card.
get it off my breast. All right.
Pyramid breast.
You're
As-
the black Peter Griffin, aren't you?
Came with no bra today. Go on.
We are recording on.
Freedom!
Yeah.
I won't let you down.
I wasn't even singing that version, boy. But yeah, that was the appropriate one.
My bras done let me down. Nothing's keeping up.
Don't catch me in the toilet.
Oh, wow.
These youngsters don't even know what I'm talking
Is
about.
he dead? George Michael, is he alive?
Yeah, he's dead.
He's
Oh,
dead.
yeah.
He's dead.
He's dead, isn't he?
Boy, we can still
He's
cuss
dead,
him in
he's
death,
dead,
boy.
yeah, he's
I don't.
He is.
We didn't cuss him. We just.
Wait, unless he's going to haunt you in the toilet. Can you imagine this? Behind you?
Michael
just tap you on your shoulder.
Michael Kuriakis.
All right. We are recording this on Friday the 3rd.
Of August.
All right. On Saturday the 4th, we got an event celebrating Mr. Wolf's birthday stroke. What?
What's the
Why
point
you
of telling
promoting
them
something
something that's
that no
behind?
one's gonna be? No one's gonna
if
be
you
there.
listen,
Okay, go on. Go on.
jeez, man, you're kind of like one of them triggered women on Twitter. Before people's finished.
I just don't understand why you have to give them the date.
It will come too late. All right. On Saturday the 4th, we got an event. Well, we had an event going on celebrating Mr. Wolf's birthday, belated stroke. Go on.
Can you do it in the style of a pirate DJ? Yes, on Saturday the 4th, we've got Mr. Wolf's
Woof, 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 woof.
barbecue bash.
Yes.
Da-da-da-da.
In the park. Oh, the sound effects, man. I keep forgetting. Along with the ESN link up, anybody that's associated with us, with the group, and some of the podcast people, we invited them. And also Slagfest, which is what you hear about all the time. If you don't know about Slagfest for now, maybe we'll talk about it another time. But basically, it's our crew. So we invited the whole crew, or I invited the whole crew. Now, I've gone around and I've sent loads of messages to people that I haven't spoken to in ages, inviting them like, we're having this stuff in the park, come down. So there's people I haven't spoken to in years, 2 years, whatever. Right. So a lot of the women that got back to me, you know, a lot of the dudes is like, yeah, I can make it, or no, I can't make it. And that was that. Quick things, innit? The women, though, get into conversation. How you been? How you doing? Blah, 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 long time. Okay, so we get into the conversation. All right, yes, I'm
still married?
Now, a lot of these women now, unfortunately, have issues with their men.
Oh dear.
Now, me that's always trying to defend men and say it's not so bad, and you know, why is it, you know, why are you women always complaining? It can't be that bad. And I forget that my circle's not necessarily that bad.
My circle.
That actor, as an exception because he is that bad. But the rest of my crew is not really that bad.
By Moni females.
And I'm hearing stories about people getting hit.
Whoa.
People leaving their children.
Well, it's a bit much.
Just absent fathers. And I'm like, I was just by the few days after, I was just disgusted. I said, I need to rant and get it off my chest. I'm disappointed with you men out there. What is it about just staying in your children's life? Like, what's so hard about that? What is so hard about having a child and staying in their life, even if you're not going to be with a parent? Come on, man.
You always got like a ad-lib at the background with the honk.
Yeah, it's like, come on, man. So I'm just very disappointed. It's not
Never
a long
like
rant.
that little brat.
I'm not eloquent enough to do anything more
You
than
are
that.
hiding a
Unfortunately,
child.
You are hiding a child.
Let
that boy come home or bring the boy home. It's like it's disgraceful. I'm disappointed.
What they're saying basically, is it more like the man got up and left when they had the baby, or what?
Some of them, yeah.
He went to go and get milk.
Yes, basically, I'm not gonna. Then we broke up. A lot of them actually. Let me not say a lot, but situations would happen where we broke up, and once we broke up, then he's just like, okay, well, you and the child is there now, and that's it. It's like nothing to do with me anymore. If we're not together, then I don't need to see the child that I've been with for the last year.
I told you, man. I told you, this society is disassociated men with their children, man.
But I thought it was better. Like I've said last week, our generation, their dads weren't around. A lot of us, a lot of our peers. But our generation now, at least, even though a lot of us aren't with the parents of the children, we are in their lives. The ones I know, anyways. That's so.
Bruv,
some of the ones I know.
There's a lot of them that's ducking and diving their youths, man.
No, look, them mans just need to practice their pull-out game, innit, a bit better.
They need to take responsibility.
The pull-out game bit, they've already failed at that bit. It's just like you said, they just need to take responsibility. Child's on the ground now. You can't really mess around. I don't understand it.
Like,
I don't.
These people have to take them to court to get money and stuff like that. Not willing to pay for their children.
The thing I got problems with, and I think that if I was a woman, I'll be the most upset
Bloody
about,
bastards.
is if me and you have a child,
Bloody bosh.
you leave, you don't see my child, and then I hear you have another child, and then you're in that child's life properly.
Yeah, that happens a lot.
That would finish me off. I'll be so vexed about that. So you just dash my child. My child's like the reject child, and then the child that you've had now is the person that you're in their life.
That child was the practice run, the first one.
It's that kind of indicates that my disdain for you extends to anything that you've created.
That's the thing, because it's not. If you were to take offense to that, it's not really about the child. It's about you.
Yeah.
Or does that mean we need to question men's maturity when it comes to this?
Why does it have to be about me? You didn't come to see my child. Like, it's our child. You just dash my
but
child.
That's the point. It's not the capacity to deal with children. In now what you're saying, because if you have 10 baby mothers and you don't deal with none of the 10, then okay, that's cool. But if you have me as a baby mother and you don't deal with me,
particular,
but you have another one and you deal with that child, then it's not the child's fault.
Not necessarily.
Clearly, I'm not saying it's the man's fault. Yeah, so
but
clearly there's some sort of thing with you.
Not necessarily. It could be a case that when they had the next child, they was a lot older and they was more responsible as an adult, and then they're now taking responsibilities for their child. But now, because they've left the other child for so long, they feel like they can't even go back there no more.
Then why would you be vexed?
Because all that period of time, you still should have come to see your child, innit? Whether or not, regardless. Hold on. And then, but even then, still, you then have to bite the bullet, and you do have to go and see the child. If you now know you're a responsible adult and you know that you should be responsible for your child, just because you feel like you shouldn't, I can't go back because of your thing, you should still try. And if you get burnt, you get burnt. You should still do it. But I'm not gonna lie to you, and this might make me a bad man. I don't know. But some of the reasons why I don't necessarily reach out to people is because I don't want to hear all of this shit, man.
Simple. Do you see your 12 other kids?
I see.
Oh no, he's only half Jamaican. It's 6.
Okay, 6.
I see 3 of them regularly. The other 3 are in different countries. So
See, that's the Nigerian side. So the Jamaican side, they don't see their children at all, and the Nigerians pretend like they see their children, go to another country, and then pretend like their fathers still, because they're not. They're still doing that gas. I don't know why people like to say that Nigerians don't do that move where they just. I'm living in another country for 7 of the 8 years of your life.
One of the people I spoke to, and this is the one where I don't know how much names are not being mentioned. She had to be in court because the person that she had a child with that ducked out then had an issue with the ex-baby mum, so the one that was there before her, and the mother of that child was taking him to court for physical abuse things.
Oh, geez.
And she had to be a witness to say, yes, he is that type of person.
Wow.
Oh, wow. So the women united.
Can you imagine?
That's good, though.
Your ex-partner and me is like have to link up to deal with the trash.
That's like a boss. You're like the last boss, and then man are doing tag teams.
Unfortunately, because I remember I met the child a few years ago when they were really young.
So she wasn't hiding.
And not from me, but the dude was in the child's life at that point. So I went to visit her. Anyways. But I remember her saying that it was from some place, and I thought it was some mad African country. Or, not mad, as in a country that one of the ones that just doesn't come to mind. And then I said, where's he from again? Because I know it was in Nigeria, and because I just wanted to make sure it was in Nigeria, because she's Nigerian. And she said, Jamaica. I said, I don't remember being Jamaican, but I said, well, there you go, then. That's what do you expect? And as a joke, she said, I know, never again. I said, I'm only joking, man. She's like, I ain't never going in that direction again. And then she said, blah, 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 blah. I said, come on, man. Not all. And she said, I know, I'm only I didn't mean it either. But it's put me off. It's put me off.
Yes. Do you know how many people get put off of a nationality just by one man? There's a lot of women out there that don't like Nigerian men because Nigerian men are known to cheat. And they've been cheated on by Nigerian men. There's a lot of women that don't like Jamaican men for the same reason.
They don't like Yoruba demons.
No.
In particular.
No, because we know.
Mr. Igbo
Don't worry about Igbo. Listen.
Igbo Kwenu.
Let me tell you something, yeah?
Igbo Kwenu.
Let me tell you something. Igbo mans are known to be stingy.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
They're not coming for you lot
but
either.
That's not what you said. You said
they're stingy with money. They're stingy with their children.
That's not what you said. You said they were tired of being cheated on. If you're tired of being cheated on, if the Yoruba demons.
Somebody said something to me the other day, and I tried my best not to laugh at the time, but they said that Igbo people don't go to school. They just get chief food and think that it's cool. Is it true?
I've arrived.
Igbo people are probably amongst the higher academic achievers of
the village
of Nigeria. It's the truth. I'm not even saying it to be.
But yeah, it's easy for a woman to get put off a nationality just by one man.
And that's my rant. If you guys want to split off into something,
it wasn't really a rant, was it?
Yeah.
I thought you was taking the bra.
You guys are terrible.
The bras already.
That's what you did. You guys are terrible, and you need to do better. That's what you did, basically.
Yes.
That's what you did.
Yes.
I thought you were going to take the bra off and swing it. You didn't.
But okay, let's talk the things.
At the time I got vexed, it's been a few days now. I've been,
Let's talk the things then, yeah? Does anyone here know men that have children that they don't go and see?
Well, we know one.
Yeah. Do you anyone else know anyone?
Yeah.
Children that they don't go see.
And it's the exact situation as well. Very good father to the rest of them.
Yeah.
And one of them they just don't see at all.
Apart from him, I don't know nobody else.
You don't know any man that don't see your child regular?
No. I don't think so.
I'm looking at you, Simple.
I was thinking about Super, but Super sees his children, so it's not.
That's one of the men I did think about still.
I know you did. There might be one, but he's not really like my brethren like that. I know him.
But okay, so you?
Yeah. I know,
all right, so are we addressing... This is when they say maybe this protection thing. Has any of us ever gone to speak to these people?
I've spoken to him.
I've spoken to him. We've all spoken to him. The whole crew's gone to him and said to him, bro, come on, man.
I've spoken to my own.
Okay, and now what will happen with that discussion?
They talk about the mother. In this case, it was like, listen, I can't deal with the mother.
Wow.
Up to the point where the siblings
still see the child.
The siblings see the child.
Yeah.
So the father doesn't see the child, but the uncles and aunts see the child because the father cannot get on with the mother. Or there's some sort of whatever issue they have.
It's gone too far.
So it's that point. Is that I've just washed my hands of it.
But
see, a lot of it is about the relationship between the mum and dad, but then a lot of it is the immaturity of the man. There's so many things that can splinter off to. So are we looking at the relationship side of this
No, I'm just saying whether or not mans have had the discussion with the next man.
Like, as men, do we discuss with other men? Listen, you are in this situation now. Unfortunately, it hasn't worked out with the mum, but you have a child. You can't not see the child. You can't not contribute to the child's life.
Yeah, I think that depends on how close we are to the.
That's what I'm asking.
situation.
Close people.
Yeah, with close people, you have to talk to them.
Like for me, even if because I've had like situations where I've talked to other people and there's been talk about like there's a child and whatever, and even in some cases, these are not friends. These are people that have been out and about. But there's been some cases where a man, I remember one particular one, a man had a child with a woman. He didn't want to have a child with the woman. He told the woman he didn't want to have a child before any pregnancy thing happened. Child came up. She decided that she's going to have the child. And he's on something, well, I didn't want the child. I told her. I didn't sign up for this or whatever. And I said, yeah, I get that. That's political. But the reality of the situation is there is a piece of you as a human being walking around on this planet, whether you like it or not. You were there. You created this piece of human being. So then how can you then just turn your back? Like, in my mind, I don't understand it. It doesn't make sense to me.
Depends on the contract.
There's not a, as I said, there's not a necessarily emotional attachment from a father to the child all the time.
I don't feel comfortable leaving my nut in another girl's toilet, let alone my actual whole child in her house.
But some men don't feel this attachment that you lot all feel, man. Some people see their child as a nuisance.
Even on just a sense of my second child or third child might link up with my first child later on in life. Maybe I have first one's a boy, second one's a girl.
Who's thinking about
3
that?
years.
Really?
It's true.
I have thought about that.
I hear you.
That's you, but not you're talking like most men that are irresponsible like that. They don't thinking about that.
Well, then you keep answering your own questions.
I'm just saying, innit?
You keep saying, why did they do this? And then you give the answer straight after.
I'm just being real, innit? I'm just trying to get in a conversation, innit?
They ain't freaking.
Let's get in a conversation. Anyway, let's move on then to the next thing.
All right, then. Somebody that does seem to be a good father, and not just a father to their own children, a father to their community, is LeBron James. King James, they call him.
But he's got a problem with him. He has got an issue and a disease.
What's his headline?
That he has. His headline actually is a problem, and his headline actually looks like, you know, it looks like he's weaker than Zimbabwe's currency at the moment. But
hang on. No. The man like LeBron James is out here doing all of this ultra positivity.
I wanted to pick him up,
and you fucking went for his hairline.
I didn't go for his hairline.
You're a scumbag.
That's not what I was going for.
You're a scumbag.
That's not what I was going for. I was going for the fact that he has shares in Liverpool, and that's why it's a disgrace and a scumbag at all costs.
My days.
Can we not pick him up first?
You know what I'm saying?
He has shares in that company.
And so what?
He might as well just shoot heroin into himself as well.
No, I'm not here for
chemistry class today.
I'm not here for it. Give him the props.
You know he's never actually been to Liverpool.
Of course he doesn't.
Give him the props. You don't have to finger Bob.
He just likes the colour.
All right. So LeBron James has set up a school in his hometown of Cleveland, Ohio. And
don't know why I'm repeating things you say, but God.
Cavs.
It's gonna house boys and girls of 2 school years at the start. It's gonna be free for people that come. He's gonna give them a bike, helmets, free food if they can't afford food. He's helping the community where if parents want to get involved with work, if they don't have work, he will assist them with getting work, etc., etc. Everybody that graduates is linked to a college or the next level of higher education. Anybody that graduates this school will have free, what do they call it again?
Scholarship.
They have the scholarship to move on, so they won't have to worry about fees to move on to the next school because he's already linked up with a partner school in Cleveland, and other stuff as well. Free breakfast, free lunch. It's
amazing.
It's just like
amazing.
He said, I don't even know what to say. I'm just so happy. I'm glowing inside. You know, it's much better than what we started off with the Wasteman. This dude is showing and proving. He's putting his money where his mouth is. He's earning the title King because they call him King James.
Look at the title. Look at all the other people that have in his position that could done this because he's getting up to being a billionaire.
But he's a high earner. He earns more than probably any other basketball player right now.
Be a billionaire. I think, if not a billionaire already.
Right, that was quick.
I think he's getting up there because of the Nike deals.
But
he's got some. His deals are some ridiculous deals.
He's just moved from. I can't remember what team he moved from, but he's moving to the LA Lakers.
He
moved from Cleveland because they can't win, and so he's moving to the Lakers. He's probably not going to win the Lakers, but he's got a big chunk of money. The only reason he's with Cleveland is because it's his hometown. That's it.
Yeah.
All the other places.
They said that he moved to the Lakers because there's a particular good school there that he wants to send his children to, and that's why he went there.
Maybe that.
But yeah, look up people like Michael Jordan that's been eating off the community for years, man. With his Jordans.
Yeah, but we already established that Michael Jordan.
Been eating. Look, he's
still eating.
People like him, even people like Puffy, I don't know. Maybe they've got something in places. I don't know. People have their own charities and they do their own things, I suppose. So let me not besmirch their name because they've probably got stuff somewhere. Because I know Open's got schools in Africa and stuff like that. But it's just amazing, man. For me, if you want to leave a legacy in your life, your children's your legacy, innit? If you want to go above and beyond, you do shit like this.
That is the ideal for me. I mean, that's what I would like to do. I would love to do something like that. I'd love to have the money to do something like that.
I'm wondering, what's Umar Johnson doing right now?
That's what people said. Because
Umar is there.
I don't know if you people know Umar Johnson. He's a Hotep preacher. I don't know what you want to call him. I don't know. But
don't
charlatan.
Don't besmirch the Hotep.
But he's been talking about. He has been asking for people to give him money to set up a black school.
He's been receiving that money
for a pro-black school, and this is for years and years and years now. And obviously, there's no school basically. So people are like, for years you've been talking about, you've been collecting money and saying you're going to build a school. LeBron James was silent. It just seemed to like come out of nowhere. I didn't hear any news. I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't follow American basketball or American sports, but I didn't hear anything about it. All of a sudden, it's just
but also, I think maybe LeBron's got the upper hand in the sense that he works, his job affords him the ability to do such things.
He has the contacts. He has the money. He has
We're not going to say Umar's got the same level of contacts.
But what's interesting is, did they reach out to Umar to contribute? You know, something like contribute.
But Umar could at least made a play group.
Man said
something, bruv.
So it's true. A Saturday school, isn't it?
Listen, as much as we're laughing, that's the foundation.
It's true.
Yeah,
it's true.
Big up Shakara. Them having schools for young children, 2, 3, 4, a nursery where they can go learn, because he's much more about the black empowerment. So they learn about African history, they learn about their culture, they learn about the food, all the stuff that they will not learn in the American school system. And at least that's some sort of foundation for those ones. Yeah, and that's not going to be nowhere near as pricey as a college or a high school.
And you can build from that.
Yeah, so
because people can see it. Yeah.
But I would rather to be honest, I think that's even more important. Then I think that's even more important, because that's when they're going to learn stuff. That's when they're really going to learn. That will give them the foundation to say when they're of age 7, 8, 9, I want to continue doing this, rather than trying to start at 7, 8, 9. And
when they're already
it's true. It's true.
It should be natural for them.
And that's if they were going to do 7, 8, because usually they want to do high schools, innit? So it'll be from 11 onwards.
Which is that might be too late.
Either way, he should do something, man. But yeah, man, big up LeBron James for that, man. That's a beautiful thing.
Let's not sidetrack.
That's
LeBron
a beautiful
James,
thing.
I salute you personally on behalf of the people of the UK.
Yeah, because that's a big thing, man. And I think that a lot of other people need to look into this and see these types of initiatives that they can try and help the youth. You keep saying the youth are crazy. They keep saying the youth are mad. Let's try and focus them into something more, more positive.
He's put his money where his mouth is,
basically.
I'm a little bit scared now, because I don't think he's the only one that's done this. I think there has been.
Of course, there is others that's done it.
Yeah, so
I just said others that I'm not sure if they're doing. I'm not sure if they're doing it in their own time. Yeah. But there's definitely a lot of these sports stars. One thing they do is offer scholarships to children. So they offer scholarships to children to go to university and stuff like that. I know they do. A lot of people do that type of stuff, but I don't know how many is actually opening their own school and providing them with that much freeness.
Because I don't want to have to be that guy, but I just hope no scandal comes from it.
Well, he's a very scandal-free person. There's no scandals about LeBron James apart from his mum banging one of his teammates. But that's not him. That's his.
Is that what happened?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Goddamn 47.
Goddamn 47.
I think his mum banged one of the teammates. Yeah.
One mate can satisfy her.
LeBron, I hear your mom's a team mascot.
Oh no! Come on!
Why
you ball game is fire?
Why are you doing that, bruv?
One man can satisfy.
Why are you doing that, man?
Firing mode.
You know what? Can you imagine though? You've been scandal free, and then the thing that comes up is that your mom,
you're the real MVP.
That's deep.
Yeah, you've been scandal free. You had a clean career, and then somebody in your team's dunking in your mum's punani.
What really are you gonna do to that teammate?
You can't do nothing but screw face him all day.
No, because LeBron. What team was it?
I can't remember, man.
Because he had the power at Cleveland for sure.
Let me see.
He was basically running the team.
because
So
I
he
know
could have got him X'd out. He was more important than the manager.
Yeah. But,
Yeah.
No, but
He
this
was
is
really early. This was not early.
You got to be bigger than that, though, innit? You have to be.
No,
you got to be bigger than because it's your mum.
no.
When you think about it,
No,
it's your mama. It's your mama.
Exactly.
Yeah, but it's
You're answering the old
yeah, but
question.
she's a grown woman, innit? So she's making her own decisions and stuff.
Let me just confirm.
If
I'm pretty sure
if she's out here trying to get knocked down by somebody in the team, you got to look at your mama. You can't be upset.
Yeah,
at
man.
anybody else.
Delonte West confirms he slept with LeBron James' mum.
Oh God,
Why
yeah.
would he confirm it as well?
LeBron.
He's a buster for that one.
LeBron.
You hear that,
just got
Braun? I had a long time ago.
I just got 3 points on your
In the
mama.
dollar, no. I mean the dollar, no.
I just got a free throw from your mama.
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo.
It's peak. All right.
Oh, so I'm sorry. I want to do a slight digression. I need to ask you guys something. Yeah,
Please go ahead.
I'm having.
We're not helping you hide the body, bro.
No, neither. I'm having a bit of I don't know if it's a moral dilemma. Maybe it is.
Beat the thing.
Got a body.
All right. So we just mentioned that you just said that LeBron James is a bit of a dodgy character because he's invested in Liverpool, right? And they're scum. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not exactly what you said, but that's what you're getting. All right.
Liverpool are bastards. Tottenham are scum.
Fair enough. Whatever. So what I'm saying is, how would you, man, feel about buying stocks or shares or investing in like Lockheed Martin and Heckler and Koch and those companies that make?
Bro, was
weapons?
you not there on the podcast when that man said they would invest?
Who?
They'll invest and sell wood to the Ku Klux Klan for them to burn.
Yeah, I was. Well, but I'm saying, what about this though? This is something different.
What did they do? I
Sell
don't know.
guns.
I don't know.
Lockheed Martin is defense. They make weapons,
Okay.
and Heckler and Koch make guns.
I would invest because it's not going to stop because I'm not putting money in. I'm making money for myself.
Okay, and you're just like completely cool with that, yeah?
Yeah.
What are you saying? The actor?
Because the mans are funding wars and stuff.
If I thought my money was going to make a difference if I didn't put it in, then I wouldn't put it in. But it's making no difference. So I'm using my emotion to make business decision, and the emotion makes no difference. It's a moral decision without actually because we're making a moral decision if we're saying we're not going to put the money in, but it's not actually having any effect. So the moral is waste.
All right, let me throw in a far field hypothetical scenario.
Come in, just answer it first.
No, I want to do this first. So the company that makes the bullets and the weapons,
Yeah.
a stray bullet hits someone you know.
It wouldn't make a difference. You
Wouldn't
get
make
what
a
I'm saying?
difference, yeah. All right, cool.
That's the point. There's nothing I'm doing that's making any difference to the stray bullet. There
never
are
liked
situations
it
where you could say if you did this, you know, you're propping these people up, you're helping them do something. Like the situation about giving the Ku Klux Klan
But
thing.
every little bit
That
helps.
These companies are multi-billion-dollar companies. My money is not making no difference. All it's doing is making me money.
It's better to make your own money and then try and do something more positive.
Yeah, I'm thinking the long game.
Yeah, you invest your money, make money back, and then do something else with that money that you've invested.
Buy them and close them down.
So does that go across all things as well, like pharmaceuticals, all of them kind of stuff there? Like if you knew that there was a pharmaceutical company that was deliberately sterilizing Ethiopians, for example, but that stock is banging.
For some reason,
The stock is banging.
For some reason,
the return, the yield is mad.
Now, even after this rubbish, the not using the emotional thing there would probably stop me from doing that. I think there are things that I might not do it.
The guns go to kill people in wars and whatever, and then the pharmaceutical companies
Guns
doing
don't
the
kill
same thing.
people. People kill people. But if
Yes.
I would hope that I could find stock that doesn't do any of this, and that's that.
Can you might move your chairs? Both of you are rubbing against other leather that's making squeaky noises on the thing.
I'm not moving my chair.
Anybody?
It's my hand on the thing.
Yeah.
And yours is rubbing against that. Anyway, I would invest in the guns. I wouldn't invest in the.
What's the difference?
Huh?
What's the difference?
I just prefer to invest in the guns.
I think the thing I said about as much as it sounds whatever, guns don't kill people. People kill people. It's true.
If somebody's going to go and sterilize a whole nation of people, I don't know, man. I think sterilization is even worse than getting shot. But I would prefer to put money in the guns because I think in the end the guns are always going to get made.
Put it in an Apple,
and they probably make guns too. And yeah, I just think I don't have a problem in putting money into guns. I don't think that guns are the issue. I think the people that's behind the guns are the issue.
So the moralistic line for you guys is it's the pharmaceutical company. That was my trousers again.
I know where it was, but it's still.
So your moralistic line is the pharmaceutical company.
No, I just think that the pharmaceutical companies is going out of their way to. We're going to sterilize people. That's what you're telling me. Whereas the weapons are okay. We're going to use these weapons and we may use them again in war. We may not, but it's most likely that we will.
Simple, Simon. What are you going to do?
Sterilizing is sterilizing.
Sorry, before you finish. Simple.
No, I for me, your original answer about having an emotional response to a financial question or however you put it, I kind of agree with that. But I can't help but in my mind feel like you know what the end result here is.
If you know, you know.
You know what I'm saying to you? Like,
yeah, but still.
Okay, cool. All right.
I don't think I did did I say I did the cleanse burning one?
I don't know. I don't think I did. You asked the question. I don't think you answered.
I did. I don't think
you answered at all. But simple. You're not gonna do that.
I don't think.
And did the actor you are?
I'm getting paid to get paid.
So everybody else is gonna put their monies.
He would join NRA, mate.
Who this one?
National Rifle Association.
Tell him. I'll get a Texas passport if I could.
Kill him.
So I'm saying, all right then. So what about if it's a racist It's a racist company. Let's say,
man, how many times you gonna flesh it out?
No, in Albania, it's a racist company. You don't know it's a racist company. There ain't no black people in Albania, but they're fucking up the ethnic Albanians. Would you back it? It's a good.
I don't know. To be honest,
it's a good yield as well, boy. They're giving you like 3% yields.
I don't. You've gone far now. I don't know what you're asking me. Not even. Well, is it the same country?
I'm gonna do it on a case by case basis.
An Albanian country that's racist towards ethnic Albanians.
Yes. No. No, I don't know. I don't know.
You are nutter.
I don't know.
In his head, he looked at an Albanian and a racist Albanian.
Yes. I don't know. I don't know.
I'm thinking
Albanian. What's the difference?
I'm thinking about possibly getting into that. That's why I was asking.
Okay.
Have you ever shot a gun?
Yes.
Okay. Anybody else?
Nope.
No, I don't believe so.
You don't believe so?
I'm trying to think if I've ever done it before.
Well, you know, there was one time I blacked out, and then when I woke up, there was a trigger on the finger.
I'm trying to think if I went to do it anyway when I was in America.
There was blood on the floor.
There was blood, and it wasn't me.
I thought she was on her period, but she didn't wake up.
There were showcasings everywhere.
Better on the dance floor.
Any old day situation, boy.
Back in the day, did any of you mans had a curfew when you were like 16, 17?
We did. Well, you have to be like that first.
Exactly.
Yeah,
can you imagine? Because I went from no curfew because you weren't allowed out to just. I mean, from no curfew to no curfew. It was you weren't allowed out, then you were allowed out, and you could come back whenever you wanted.
Whenever you wanted, boy.
That was it. There was no middle ground.
I don't ever think my mum's ever told me you need to come back by this time ever.
No, never had a curfew.
And dad, by the way. I don't know why I like to say mum all the time.
I used to play out, so I used to have to come back at certain times.
Because you were allowed out.
Yeah.
There was one time in Nigeria when my uncle tried to tell us that we're gonna have to come back by a certain time. We just looked at him and just went, boy. I don't know, because we was like, you can't give us curfew now. Just because we're in Nigeria, we're giving us curfew.
I think for me, when I was little, it was the minute you see your dad walking down the road, that's when you need to get in.
Oh yeah.
Okay, cool.
I understand that.
I can have that.
I asked because in Hackney now there will be a curfew on weekdays for.
Is it just weekdays? I think it's weekends too.
Weekdays, from what I'm reading. 11 p.m. at weekdays and midnight on the weekend. Midnight on the weekend?
What is it, some sort of purge or something?
It's good though, because it means that Tarquin and Agrafa have to get home.
New plans for nightlife in the borough will incur curfew of all new venues.
Venues?
This is for new venues.
Yeah, so I think the old venues already got a license already got a license, a late license.
And then
cool.
And
but any new ones that are popping up in the area, which is every 5 minutes,
they won't be able to get that old license.
Kind of, yeah.
And that old license is probably going to run out at some point. They won't renew it, and then everybody
potentially
for Dalston and Shoreditch.
But you know what?
The trendy areas of
let me tell you something.
The most trendy. Let me tell you something.
The other day, me and me and my mum was driving. I forgot where we went. We might have been coming from Stab's daughter's party. I can't remember. We was driving in the hood anyway. Me and my mum.
Rolling.
And then my mum just said it, man. She said, "There's too much restaurants, too much bars in the area because we live in Hackney. Too much restaurants, too much bars in the area. It's too much now. Everywhere. And bruv, it is everywhere. So I know I'm a young person still, or old if you want to see, whatever you want to look at it. But I kind of get it, man. Like, there is nowhere you can go in the ends now where there's not a bar next to somewhere.
Well, what's that to do with the license?
Because they're trying to go home to your beds. So people outside in their houses can't sleep no more because you got late licenses and people are going to be outside doing shenanigans.
To be honest with you,
leaving trash outside, getting rowdy.
Who sent them? Who told them to come to the area? We were quite happy on the ends without them.
Who's them?
The government told them to
Tarquin
come.
and them, man.
It's not Tarquin though that's there, is it? It's another thing that my mom said as well. It's not even the English ones. It's the Spanish. They're all, bruv, they're not actually English ones that are going over to the ends. You know?
Skinned ones.
Which part of the ends?
Like Dalston.
I'm saying the reason why
it is like Europeans. Europeans are coming into the country and they want to live in the spot, and that's where they go to live.
I'm saying Tarquin and Agatha particularly because I know a Tarquin and an Agatha. You get what I'm saying? That live in them Dalston blocks, $250,000 or whatever when they were first built. Now fucking 400,000 for a 2-bedroom flat. I know this stuff.
Yeah. So you said that when they were first built.
Yeah,
so then that means they were there at the beginning, isn't it?
Yeah, $250,000 when they were first built, 400,000 now. But I'm saying that
it will be more than 400,000, bro.
there was an influx of these people.
Yeah, but it wasn't. I'm telling you, it's not.
Damn you, Bank of England.
It's not English people that's necessarily going over. They're English are moving out. They're the ones that's moving away. It's actually Europeans that's moving into the.
You're getting a bit far, bruv.
No, every second or third bar, restaurant, bistro, cafe, whatever you want to call it, it's a Turk.
No, I'm not
Italian.
I'm not disputing.
Spanish. Yeah,
I'm not disputing the shops and bars that are opening. I'm talking about the people coming in.
The
residents are not. They cannot even afford to.
They're renting. They're not buying.
The residents are renting.
Yeah, but fuck, what kind of jobs are they on, bruv? Do you know how much rent is around there?
A lot of them are shutting, bruv.
Bruv, a lot of it is they're renting a lot. You'd be surprised how much is.
No,
not
because
English.
when I drive through there at night, I see the people that's there, and they're the people that Simple Simon is talking.
Yeah, but are they going into the houses or are they just playing around in the bars?
They're leaving those bars. Well, they ain't coming from far to go to bloody Dawson and drink.
They are. People are leaving from far to come over to Dawson. It's mad.
But even
that's the spot now.
With the 24-hour London Overground.
That's the spot.
But if you think about it, a lot of them are. They're all renting together, so they're all living in the one spot.
Yeah, about 8 man in a room.
Gwyneth, you are spot drunk, Gwyneth. Please
trust me, it's Pablo.
Don't step in the street.
Pablo and Pavlos, mate. They're all there.
Pavlos.
But wait, who has the cocaine?
I'm seeing a picture now. Somebody's complaining because there's a Marks and Spencer next to Dawson Kings Lane Overground Station. They moved. What was it? The cheap clothes shops.
Primark or Peacock.
It wasn't a Peacock. The Peacock is now Marks and Spencer's.
And what's wrong?
Well, as far as they're concerned, that's like having what's that estate agent that comes around? That's like having a Foxtons there. Like that's
like Mare Street. I'd have had Marks and Spencer for years.
It's happened already. If you're gonna get vexed about a Marks and Spencer's turning up on Dalston Junction, then you've been sleeping because it happened a long time ago.
But Marks and Spencer's has been in the bits for years and years and years. It's
done
probably
been
one
there.
of the first Marks and Spencer's.
No, the Mare Street
Cafe
one,
Neuro's been
one.
there. All that's gonna happen now is a Starbucks turn up, and that's it.
The old
Starbucks
Marks and
there already.
Spencer's is
Where?
not the same as the new Marks and Spencer's.
It's further up the road.
Is it?
Yeah.
Starbucks has been there for a long time ago.
Starbucks.
Starbucks has been there for time.
It's been fucked.
There's a Starbucks, there's a Nero, and then there's
there's bare other coffee shops. Like, trust me,
you know what I can't stand? Do you know?
But the Turks have been there forever.
Do you know what I can't stand? Them artisan bread places, them fucking artisan bakeries. I can't stand it, bro.
Listen, I'm going back home in
a Lower Clapton Road
in a few weeks, and hopefully I'm looking forward to them because they got the proper bakeries there.
Where?
Back home
In the Nudge.
Yes.
Which one are you talking about? Agege bread.
Yes.
Agege bread is the truth, bro.
Yes. Who was I talking to? And they said they need to try. They want to try Agege bread because they've heard us talking about it.
Bruv,
in fact, my brother-in-law.
I'm not even joking. Yeah.
It's my brother-in-law. He said I need to try it. I hear you man's talking about it.
Oh, I'm telling you, if I had the plug and I could get that bread here fresh, I'll be making a.
They do. Some people do Agege bread here, but it's just not the same, man.
It's not the same.
It has to come out the bakery. It has to be hot.
Yes.
It has to be one auntie with a baby on the back that serves it to you.
Yes.
It has to be authentic.
Because I was in their house. So shout out Uncle Paulie. And
Father P.
we were talking about, because I said I'm going back home. I said, and I asked my niece, where have you been? And she listed out all the countries she's been to. And I said, where would you want to go next? And she said Nigeria. I said, oh wow, I was expecting that, because she's half Jamaican, half Nigerian. She's been to Jamaica a bunch of times. She's never been to Nigeria yet. So she's like, I want to go. I want to see it. I was like, okay then, cool. But the mum wasn't there. I said, talk to your dad then, innit? He's like, it's the mum, innit? I can't take her. I'm the Jamaican. It's our mum to take her. And he's like, I want to go as well, because I've heard you man talk about, and I started talking about the bread, and it's like, because I was talking about, because I'm going to Ghana as well, and I was talking about the food that I like there. Yes. I know.
Stepping into enemy
Pray
territory.
for me.
Blood of Jariah.
So I was talking about, he said, I remember that story you people that happened. And I said, yeah, I was looking for the picture. Because there's a picture of us in the backseat of the car. We went to the bakery about 3 or 4 later than that, about 6 in the morning, after we had gone to 11 clubs. Yeah, our cousin had taken us everywhere that night.
Clubs,
yeah? And then we went to the bakery dead in the morning, picked up the bread, and it was so hot that you couldn't hold it properly. Like you were juggling it as you were eating it. And I got a picture of my brother and my sister laughing as they were eating the bread. And I can't find it. But it's just one of the most beautiful moments of my life, because it was the first time we had all been to, I think it was the first time we'd all been to Nigeria together, and it was just like, just seeping in back home.
Bro,
the smell, the taste,
you go get the bread.
The emotions of,
you go get the bread.
I'm looking forward to going, man.
And then you go get the suya, and you enjoy life.
No, trust me, that agege bread is something else, boy. It's the day when I stepped out of the bedroom and my dad was in the living room with the loaf of agege bread, and he had a cup of tea, yeah. The TV wasn't on, but he was looking at the TV. And he was eating the bread. And I looked at him, and he made it look so succulent. Like he was so pensive. It was like he was just in another world, just off. And every now and then he'd put a piece of the bread in his mouth and he would chew it, and you just see that he just looked satisfied with life.
At any point, did he dip the bread in the tea?
Oh, yes, of course he did.
Let me ask you man's a question.
Of course he did.
Yes. Because my missus, she spent some time growing up in Ghana. She was born here, but she spent the first few years of her life in Ghana. And I've asked her, if we could afford to, the question I gave her specifically was, if you could go there, we could both go there, have similar paid jobs, and because she's got family home out there already, and we could just live there, basically on what we're getting paid now. She said, she didn't even let me finish before she said, yes, me gone. There's if I'm getting paid or I'm getting paid here, and I could go there, I'm going. Like, what reason is there for me to be here? And I said, boy. I'm asking you, man, the same question.
I'm gone.
I'm not going, because you lot are going to still be here.
So Simple Simon is gone.
Gone.
You're not going because us men will still be here.
Not you personally, but my family is still be here.
Not you.
Because we not you.
So if my family's not going to be there, and I mean my mum, my dad, my brothers, and my sisters, and I don't want to be somewhere where they're not.
Well,
there you have it. That actor.
Furthest I can get away from you blacks, the better. I'm out.
You won't survive in Nigeria.
I would,
I don't think so.
He would survive. He'd survive anywhere. He's like a cockroach.
Fucking hell.
And I mean that in the nicest possible way.
I do survive anywhere.
He's been everywhere, man.
I came back.
And he thrives as well. He doesn't just survive.
I'll
he thrives.
find somebody. I'll make friends.
He's like a virus.
I'll converse.
He is a virus.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question though. You were talking about the bread, yeah?
Yeah.
Have you ever seen them eat the bread and the butter together? Have you seen them eat it?
Oh, bruv. I don't know what, bruv. It's just too much, man.
Explain how they eat the bread and the butter.
Have you seen it though?
How they rub
They
rub it.
No, bro. How they make bread and butter in Nigeria is a peak thing. Yeah. One time I saw I was walking in the street and the woman said to the man, because I never get, but I don't like butter, so I don't get butter and bread. So when the person goes to me, I cannot eat butter and toast. It's weird. So
do you have margarine instead?
No, I don't like any unless it's on toast.
He doesn't like it spread.
Unless it's on toast, I don't like it. So then
unless it's solid, I'm not having it.
That's the point. If it is solid, I don't have it. It has to be melted. So so the man said to the woman, "No, can I have bread?" And she goes to him, "Okay, do you want butter?" He said, "Yes." And they put mayonnaise on their bread as well. That's another story. I don't know why they do that, but they do that as well. But she goes, "Okay, cool." She took a loaf of bread. She cut the loaf in half. She buttered the half of the loaf. I slammed it together. I gave it to him.
Yes.
And I said, "This is Nigeria. This is Nigeria. Don't catch you slipping up." I was like, "This is a madness. How can you just cut a whole loaf in half, butter it, slam it together, and give it to him like a sandwich?"
Outside of food, what if you could bring stuff from back home here? What would you bring here?
I'll bring the hustle.
To who?
To everyone.
Do you want to hustle? I
didn't say hassle.
No,
I said the hustle.
I don't know.
I love hustle in Nigeria, man. Oh, I love it. It's a different type of breed. I'll bring that. Bruv, where else in the world can you be in the drive? Listen, did I not tell you already that we were sitting down on the street and one of our cousins said, I ripped my jeans. And somebody walked past us with a sewing machine on their head and sold it right there. Just so happens he walked past with the sewing machine. He goes, oh, I need to sew my jeans. And he did it right there. He's the hustle, man.
I won't lie to you. It sounds crazy, but I do miss, in this country, the hawkers on the road.
Okay.
Because I feel like even if you're driving up the M25.
There are people doing that here now. Yes,
no, there are people begging.
No, there's people selling drinks. They're selling drinks now.
I've never seen people do that.
I've seen that.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm always in the car, innit?
on the A1, like when you get towards that Brent Cross area, area.
But did they chase the cars though?
No, they do.
They ain't got the hustle, man.
They wait at the traffic.
In Nigeria, they will chase the car.
There's no go slow, innit? So I see go slow there, and I'm like, you're not from Nigeria. I said, what? We don't use that word anymore.
Oh wow!
I was like, wow. Nigerians know how to put you in your place.
I just like to tell you you're not from there properly.
Yeah.
But
Like,
What do they call it now then?
I don't know. I can't remember what she said, but she just laughed at me like, I know you're not from Nigeria. We don't use that. We don't say that anymore. Like, wow, okay, fair enough. What can I say? You know.
You wanted to insult her, innit?
No.
I
I was taking in the knowledge. I forgot it all, but I was taking it all in. That actor, is there something that you can think of that you'd bring over?
She said that to me. I would have said, well, we call it electricity here because we have it.
Wow,
That's right.
Jesus,
In front of her, I'll just run the sick for no reason so that we can do that.
Man said we like he just became British and stuff.
I did it. At one time, I would have turned Great Britain, boy. I would have showed her the red passport.
I'm English.
Fucking hell.
Did you ever see that tweet when England lost the match and the guy threw his passport in the bush?
Yeah.
I said that boy had covered that before. He jumped after it. Immediately after he threw that in the bush, he jumped after that passport. Because there is one Kunle that is there that would have taken it at a run, boy. And you ain't catching him either.
Oh, yeah.
A Nigerian running with a passport is like a crackhead running with crack.
Look at all the stereotypes that you're there doing.
I was thinking about my wife.
The actor.
Sugarcane, rub, and the authentic house girl.
Well, Rob is here already.
The authentic house girl.
Proper. From not hair that's been diluted.
No. I imported some Abonaki. I imported it, boy.
The imported one.
So would you get a house girl in England?
Yes.
I don't feel I could back a house girl, you know.
Why not?
I don't like people doing things for me.
No. Every once in a while you need something done for someone to do something for you. The authentic house girl, definitely. Bimbo, make me rice.
My plans in life, if things go to pass, if God gives me the lottery because I ain't working for it, then my house will be big enough that I'm not expecting me and my wife to have to clean it all, and I'm not gonna punish my children by having to do the whole thing. So
why is it punishment for them to clean?
Because my house would be so big that I'm not expecting them to clean the house that big.
I'm
megalomaniac when it comes to the size of house I want.
So you'd hire a house girl and make them do it?
Yeah.
I don't like that.
I was gonna say a cleaner. That's the plans in future. I've spoken to my missus about it already. But once the house gets big enough, get a cleaner in it, and she's like, okay, then fair enough. Because she's very house proud. She don't like the idea of getting it. But
I don't know what woman would allow you to say that in the open like that, man.
Well, a cleaner. I didn't say man or woman. It could be.
You said that your woman wants a cleaner. That's like saying that you.
I didn't say she wants it. I said that I would get it, and she said, yeah, okay, because. If you're talking about getting big, massive house, I don't have to clean the whole matting. I've got stuff to do as well. I got my own business.
That's my misogyny coming out there, boy.
Yeah.
Because as a woman, she might not like it.
Okay,
some women don't care about that stuff anymore.
Well, talking about relationships then. I got a question from Oloni. In fact, before we continue, the Receipts podcast, big up yourself. Because that last episode, even though the number 49, even though you marked it as 48, yeah, the XXX episode featuring Oloni. Wow. That one had me, us mans don't all listen to the same podcast, We veer off. Some of us don't listen to podcasts at all, and some of us have our own things. Not everybody listens to 40, 50 podcasts like me. But I told them, mans. Well, sorry, I was even the first one. Big Wahala and Simple Simon were there first. And then I jumped on after, and it's like, wow, I got Mr. Wolf involved. And because that actor doesn't listen to any messages, he probably just doesn't know nothing about it. Yeah. I want to talk about that podcast.
Okay.
I want to talk about that episode. Episode 49, the XXX episode. It's the Receipts podcast. It's three ladies. It's similar to us, except that... Well, it's not similar to us, actually. They don't ask specific questions. They just talk. They have a conversation. Like, it's just like...
They got two different types of podcasts, isn't it? They got one podcast where they get the dilemmas, and then one got no.
But in this one, it's just they get together, they talk like they're having drinks for a couple of hours, and then they're gone. Now in this episode, they have Oloni, who is a sex expert and a relationship person, and she's anyway, that's her field. So they said, all right, because you talk about sex in your field, we're going to talk about sex in this episode, and they just started. They went in. They didn't. Right. There were no holds barred.
First and foremost, I would like to salute. I think it was for you, because I think you was probably the first to start putting the little bits in the front of the podcast to tease people.
I did this in 2011.
Right. So
we
salute. No, because you did it. So salute Stav for that. Yeah. Right. Salute him for that. 2. When I first heard that beginning part of that podcast, I was on the train and I said, Oluwa, yes. I screamed it out. I said, what is this? You can't just say that. One of them said, I don't like it when, he brings out his dick and he just sprays it all over my face like that. I said, wow! Jesus is Lord! How can you start a podcast like that? But then you can start a podcast like that. After that, I was involved. I even if I thought I was going to listen to it for 5 minutes or 10 minutes or whatever, I had to listen to all of it because that got me immediately. And I knew I liked Filth too much when I heard that boy.
Oh, yes.
It was too much.
I sent it to my wife. I said, listen to this podcast.
Jesus.
I've never sent it to the competition, but I said, listen to this episode.
The bit where I got weak was when one of them said they went to the doctor and found out that they had either dislocated their jaw
locked jaw or something. Yeah.
And they were like, they couldn't understand where it came from, and they were like, actually, now think about it.
No, that wasn't it. She said, I had a pain with my jaw. And I went to the doctor. What do you think it was for? And everyone's like,
no, they said,
you know what it's for.
One of them, I think Oloni said,
I love it.
Oloni said,
that's what she said. I love doing it.
Oloni said she gave her man head 6 times in the day and made him bust all 6 times. And then the other one said, I've done 3. And then they said, is it a competition? And I said, yes. Yes, it is. Yes, it is a competition.
She said, I love it. I love it.
She did say I love it.
They're very highly sexual on that podcast at times.
Whoa.
At times. Not all the time, but at times.
Okay. At times. So also I'm saying that part of their podcast is to talk about sex.
I don't know, man, because I don't want to get in trouble for anything these days.
No, I think that one of the reasons why people like their podcast is because they're very open about sex. They're not trying to hide it. They're not trying to pretend.
That is a much better way of putting it. They're very open about
sex
and their
they
sexuality.
Are. Like, I know one of them's.
I think we should get them on the show.
One of them's
no, they blanked us.
One of them's bisexual. So she's at times talks about experiences with men and women. That's the Latino one. I think Milena. I forget her name's Milena. But yeah. So man, they talk about a lot of stuff. Obviously, it is what it is. But that podcast right there, that one right there,
that episode right there.
You know what? You know what he needed in that podcast? This is the one time I think the person would have been justified if Charlie Sloth was on that podcast, because Charlie Sloth should have been dropping bombs out there.
Yeah. Apart from
this podcast might be the best podcast I've ever heard. No.
Is Charlie Sloth the new Tim Westwood?
Yes. That's exactly what he is.
Yes.
Oh, can we just establish the fact that all of the people that are saying that, we're always talking about fire in the booth. What's the best fire in the booth? Kano, Wretch Free 2. Even my missus said that she thinks Chips One's the best, by the way. So there are a lot of people that are saying all of these things. Can we just acknowledge that the best thing that ever done in the booth was by Skepta, and it was on Tim Westwood TV.
Oh, yes.
And Skepta's one is by far the better than any of the ones that's ever come out. I did a whole hour and a half gym session just to that Skepta freestyle.
That's about 11 years ago. And you know what it is? It's just the whole champion. It's just the best lyrics from the champion. What's the name of the album? The champion something. Anyway.
Champion, Mike Champion or
Mike
something.
Champion. He just took microphone. He just took all the best lyrics from that album and put it over the freestyle. But yes, for the few of you that don't know, that is, in my view, the best UK freestyle in a booth. It was Skepta in Tim Westwood. He done 2 of them that were legendary. To be honest with you, But one of them is, and they're both like 10
he did
minutes
over the Da Vinci
50,
beat.
Yeah, it was 2 beats. But yeah. The one where he's wearing Ed Hardy.
But Ed Hardy, we don't believe them.
Because he's got one where he's got the belt around his neck, the Louis Vuitton.
Yeah, that's not as good.
Belt over there.
That's still good, but it's not as good.
That's good. But the one where he's wearing the Ed
them,
Hardy, that one is the best. Anyway, so you're absolutely right. But big up the Receipts podcast and Oloni.
Yeah, big them up as well. They said they got one extra show that's coming true. Salute them for that.
Salute them.
You know what? Give them a round of applause.
I need the sound.
Give them a round of applause because them lot they're moving the goalposts, man. They're moving the goalposts.
Dun, 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 dun.
And I'm saluting them for that.
Yeah, man. Hashtag we were here first. Hashtag petty. Petty butchery. That's my
being there first means nothing if at the end of the line you don't get there, boy. That's how I see it, really.
You let people push in.
Yeah,
it's true. give me that food, man.
They snatched your wig, boy.
All right. So, like we said, Oloni is a sexual person, sex expert. And
how do you get expert in sex?
I don't know. I don't think we're giving her the correct title. To be honest with you,
you've done more than 100,000 or 10,000 hours. That's it.
I don't. Well, according to that podcast, maybe she has. But I don't think I'm giving her the correct title. But you know what I'm talking about. But
she's a sex expert.
Okay. But on her social media, she asks for questions and dilemmas to come in, and she discusses them. So, was this one sent by somebody else that wanted us to talk about it?
No, I just saw it and I put it in there.
All right, and so we'll deal with this, and then there's another one that was sent about another question, but we'll do that. We'll get to that.
That wasn't Oloni though. That was someone else.
I know. But anyway, so this one says, "Hi, Oloni. My boyfriend and I had a big argument. When we first met, I told him that I live with a roommate. However, I actually live alone. I tell men I live with a roommate because I feel that it's safer for them not to know I live alone. When we became official, I told him the truth thinking it wouldn't be a big deal, but he became angry. He said that I started our relationship with a lie and doesn't know what else I've lied about. I explained to him why I lied in order for him to understand where I'm coming from. This only made him more angry. He thinks that I think he's some sort of criminal and he called me paranoid. It's been 2 weeks since he's spoken to me. I feel like he's blowing it out of proportion, but maybe I'm wrong. Any advice?"
See, I wrote back to that.
Yeah.
And I said, and when I wrote back to it, the person I thought about was you. So I just thought about Stav and said, what would Stav do? Because Stav is the king of don't lie to me. So I said, basically, the man's got every right to be angry. You lied to him. You did start the relationship off with a lie. I understand the reason as to why you lied, but you did start it off with a lie. He's got a right to be annoyed with that. People are saying, well, you shouldn't be annoyed. You know, there's a reason why she lied. And yeah, you can say that also, but he has a right to be annoyed. You started off this whole thing with a lie. You took time to then carry on and continue with the lie. And then eventually you told him the truth. That's all well and good. Thank you for telling us the truth and all that. But he then has a right to think about what other things you have lied to him about. What things have you decided that you need to lie to me about because I shouldn't know at the time?
That is the line. Because I think we all understand the fear of a woman. Obviously, we can't empathize like a woman, but we understand that women have a fear of men and what men may do to them if they feel that they're in a vulnerable state. All right?
Yeah.
You don't, that actor?
No, I was going to say you can empathize.
Okay, whatever. So
he's fragile. They don't feed that fear for him.
All right. But
they want to borrow his bra.
So we understand.
I was talking about you.
Where the lie. We understand where the lie came from. We understand why the lie was made. But the point is, you did lie.
You lied to me.
And at another point in time, I will understand why you lied about this, and why you lied about that, and why you lied about this, and why you lied about that. That doesn't mean that they're justifiable. I understand why you did it. I understand that when you sucked another man's penis, you lied to me because you didn't want to get caught. I understand why you lied.
Oh, you didn't want to hurt my feelings?
Yeah, but I understand why you lied, but you still lied.
Also, by the what the great Alexander O'Neill said is, I saw the hair on. You said what
your
happened?
hair was long, but now it's short.
You said you got it cut, but I don't see no hair up on the floor. And I think that is the best bar ever about a liar. You know,
Uncle Alexander
that is the best bar ever written about a liar in life. In life, just want it to be known. But anyway, so yeah, for me again, I'm gonna go away thinking, what else have you lied to me about?
Whenever I go out with you,
I find out something new. You're a fake, and that goes with this whole situation. It goes with this whole situation, the Alexander O'Neill, because in the end, let's be real. You could have lied to me about bare things. Okay, you lied to me about that because you feel like it's, you know, something that could make you potentially, you know, vulnerable. But let's make it on the reverse now. A lot of men worry about women and their money. A lot of men worry about if women go out with them because of their money. So let's say a millionaire told you that he was a peasant and didn't have any money, didn't have nothing. Then you went out with him for a while, and then eventually, when you did get to be serious, he told you he's a multi-millionaire.
You have to ask the women, ain't it?
Yeah, I'm saying they will be pissed. Why didn't you tell me that from the beginning? Why didn't you trust me at the beginning to think that I want to be with you for your money?
You think the women would be upset by that?
Of course they would.
Baby, I got all the money in the world.
I did tell you they're gonna leave,
but I ain't got enough money.
So
for
hold
that
on.
weave.
I went out with you thinking that you were, good looking, charismatic, treated me nice, but were poor.
Yeah.
And then you told me a couple of months into, once we found out we're official, that you're rich. So not only you good looking, charismatic, and treat me nice, you're rich too,
bruv.
And I'm gonna complain.
Money changes things.
I didn't say they would leave.
Did you not watch Coming to America? Was that not the story in Coming to America?
They might say to you,
was she not vexed at the end?
She might say she's still married. She's still married.
Of course she's
because she was light skinned, innit?
No, because he even said, babe, I'll give it out all for you right now. Nah.
No, I think in the end she was. I'm not saying she won't stay, but she will. If you said to the woman, "I didn't trust you. That's why I didn't let you know I had money."
That's what will cause the issue.
That will be an issue.
No,
I'm not saying that she will leave.
Not even that. If you said to the woman, "You don't know who you can trust out here in these streets, so I can't." I had to.
Yeah, once you earn my trust.
Yeah,
I told you, and we're together now. All right, hashtag ESN Pod. Come on your social medias: Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Women, please answer the question that Big Wahala just asked. You've been going out with a dude. You thought he was broke. He told you he was broke. It's not as you thought. He told you, I don't earn that much, etc., etc. 3 or 4 months into a relationship, he told you, actually, I'm a multi-millionaire, and because I don't know who to trust with this, I don't know who's gonna come around me just for money. I don't tell nobody. I didn't tell you. I don't know. I didn't know you from nobody. Now that we're official,
no, because it's not the same thing. I don't tell women.
All right, I don't tell women.
Oh, well, yeah, here's the problem though. Just as you're explaining it now, I can see the problem.
Go on.
If you're a millionaire and you got bank, yeah, and you're trying to not show this person that you've got bank, then that means you'd have to have a second life where you really just live mediocre.
No, you just go to her house all the time and take Ubers.
Yeah, but you'd have to make a conceited effort to do that.
I don't understand.
But when you're dating, people make conceited efforts to do lots of stuff. I see what you're saying. I don't disagree. But unless she's asking you questions and you're lying all the time. Oh, don't you have a house? No. Don't you have a car? No. Unless you keep lying on top of lying on top of lying, then that's where the issue is. If you don't lie, if you just do this stuff.
But I'm saying to you, like, if you're like the millionaire that you're talking about,
yeah,
she's gonna want to go back to your house at some point, even if she doesn't know that you're a millionaire.
Some women go years without going back to the dude's house. How do you think some people going out with married men?
All you just said say is this: I live with my parents.
That's a lie.
Yeah, but that's the lie.
That's what I'm saying. The same thing that the woman said. I live with somebody. I don't live with someone else. That's part of the lie.
Yeah, but
how many times that man want to go bang her at her house and she's saying, no, my roommate's at home?
Even as a millionaire, you might not live like a millionaire. You might just have a basic apartment or a basic house. So keeping up with that facade, you live basically.
And then when she then finds out you are a millionaire, do you carry on living basically?
If that's how you want to live, why not?
In the end,
man might just want to save his money.
Let's not flash it out. Let's
here.
just leave it as it is because it's the comparison thing, isn't it?
Anyway,
we're both lying.
Just get at us and let us know the answer. I want to know what you women would do. So thank you for doing that, please.
But also the responses from even the guy in the scenario, his self-esteem and his ego has been bruised as well, down to that fact. And you have to look at the fact that, is it going to really affect you that much that I've told you this? I've come and I've been honest with you and I've told you about it. But you're still being an ass about it by being.
See, this is what I'm saying. Why does he have to be an ass? When you've lied to man. Why did he have to be the ass?
Why,
you're the ass.
Why does he have to have a big issue?
No, you are the ass. You came to lie to me. You are the ass. Don't make me the man that you've lied to. Don't make me the man you've lied to. The person that's the issue. That's what I don't like. And you know what? The makes me laugh. Women say men do that all the time. And when it's their turn, now suddenly it's
I know women are just as bad as men, but it's the issue that the man has. You don't have to make a big deal out of it.
But why not?
I lied to you.
If you got morals, why not?
No, one, because like she said, I don't tell people that I live by myself. She's protecting herself. There's nothing wrong with her protecting herself.
If she did it to you, what would you do? She's now told you, what do you feel? Do you care?
If she gave me that story and I said, well, you were protecting yourself. I can see where you're coming from. Yes, you lied, but I can see where you're coming from. I'm not going to make a big deal out of it.
Boy, A lot of people, some people are saying, if you don't feel like the man's gonna, you can go. If you're gone out with this man enough, and you feel like you can't tell him that you live on your own, then don't go out with the man.
Well, we don't know her past experiences, so she's being careful.
But I don't know.
That's the thing. I always hate that when you take what happened with the past and push it on to what's happening in the future.
Yeah, don't tar me with next man's brush, boy.
You say that, but
don't let next man be that man.
You say that, but that is the definition of knowledge.
I understand, but there are times when because I get you, and it's a double-edged sword because obviously you learn something and you implement it in the future. So I learned not to allow this in my past, so I don't do it in the future, and that's helped me in my relationships. But I'm talking about when you take something negative and you taint the future with the negative thing.
What was wrong with her just simply saying, "Yeah, I live with somebody, but I don't want you to come. I'm not gonna invite you to my house until I feel safe," and never give him the address.
But then that makes it confrontational. The same thing that she was talking, where the man said he don't feel like that she trusted him or whatever.
But she made it confrontational anyway.
How?
Because she told him in the end that she didn't trust him, so that's why she didn't tell him.
Yeah, but that
she didn't trust previous relationships.
No, she said him.
Yeah, but then but she's also done it at a point where that she does now trust him. So it's not the same.
Nah, I don't think. I think it's the same thing.
Look, no. If you are dating somebody, you're in that early dating stage, yeah.
General thing. I don't tell men.
Yeah, so she didn't specifically say him.
So,
but it was him that she did it to.
But she said, "I don't tell men in general."
Yeah, but you're both right because she doesn't tell men in general, but she's going out with him. So at that present time, she's not telling him.
And again, she said, "Sorry, simple." Again, she said, "I waited until I was comfortable with you and comfortable in this relationship to tell you this."
That's some bullshit.
No, but it's true though. If you don't know somebody, to tell them, "Oh yeah, I'm not gonna invite you back to my house because I don't know whether I can trust you or not." That's the absolute truth. But you tell somebody that is an affront.
Okay, but if you don't understand that from the beginning, yeah. If I said that to you and you make up a big fuss as what Mr. The actor said, then clearly that man's not really for you, then is he? No, if you're looking after yourself and you're saying to yourself, you know what, I'm looking after me, and I'm saying to you, I don't want you to come back to mine, not necessarily because I think you're a rapist, but you never know, I don't know you so well, so I'm just not going to give you my address. We can link up outside. When I feel safe, then I'll bring you back. If the man says to you, no, I don't like that, then that's something about that man you could say, you know what, I don't think I should be dealing with you then. If you don't feel like you want to worry about my safety or me feeling safe about myself, and that's going to be an extra bother towards you, then fine, that's cool. We don't go out with each other. Why not know from the beginning?
Yeah, but you didn't let me finish. What I was going to say is the difference, and this is the main difference. If you tell somebody that up front, it seems like an affront. If you get to a point with that person where you two are now both comfortable, and then you explain to them afterwards, yeah, you know what, this is why you weren't able to come here before. I was always living alone. You can upset them because now they're like, oh, you lied to me back then. But at the same time, they're now in a safe space. They're now in your safe space. You're telling them that they're in your safe space.
Please go. You're gonna say what I'm gonna say, but I'm gonna come after just in case.
Okay. One, you said it's an affront. Let's say the man even takes it as that. Okay, fine. But that's the truth. And one is a lie. So that's it. You build a relationship on truth. You don't build it on lies. So even if I'm offended, I deal with the offense. And like Wahala said, I think just to flesh out what Wahala said about, you know, if you can't deal with it, then you shouldn't be with them. I think that's a massive thing to deal with in relationships. Yeah, at the beginning. So all you single people listen to this. If you are dating somebody, you don't hide things. You don't pretend. You show them the real self. And if the square peg is trying to go into a round hole and it doesn't work, then it doesn't work. You don't have to try and fit this piece into that piece. So just like Wahala said, if he does not like that, then maybe you two are not compatible. You can move on. You know, he knows where he stands and you know where you stand. As opposed to you have this information and he doesn't have that information. Now, to be honest, I think I could, as much as I don't like it, potentially I could deal with the situation once they've told me. Yeah, potentially I could deal with that, depending on just how we are now. Exactly like what you said, Simple Simon. We're cool now. You know, I understand why she did it, and as long as she promises she's not gonna lie from now on, okay, fair enough. It could work. But I still would have preferred you told me from the beginning exactly just how you said. I feel not comfortable letting men into my house. You know, we just started dating. You know, at some point I'll be happy, but not now, or potentially I'll be happy. And then I don't take that as an affront. I take that as honesty. I understand. Like I said again, I can empathize with why you're saying it, and that's cool. If after 3 or 4 months you're telling me the same thing, then that's like, so what is it you see me as? I'm some sort of beast. We've been dating for 3 months and you can't let me in the house. Then that's an offense to me, and I have the right now to say I don't want to be with somebody that after 3 months, for whatever reasons, even if it's their own personal reasons, they've been attacked, they've been abused, whatever. I'm not comfortable being with somebody that is not comfortable being with me after that amount of time.
I'm gonna keep kissing you, but I'm not gonna let you fuck me until I'm comfortable with you.
Why does it have to be a fuck thing?
Yeah,
we could be banging in the car.
It could be it's just stupid it sounds. Though. She was living essentially for a period of time, being fearful of inviting people around because of her safety.
Yeah.
She said this to the man. The man still has an issue.
Yeah.
I'm trying to look after myself before I can look after each other. I'm comfortable with you now. We're cool now. This is why I told you what I told you.
No, but this is the problem.
Why I did what I did.
This is the problem I've got. Yeah, you're not just comfortable. You're cool. You've made me cool, and then decided that you're gonna tell me. So it's almost like, let's say this then. Yeah. Hold on. Let me say what I'm saying. Yeah. It's because let's say that you say to them, you know, I don't know. I asked you a question. Maybe she asked you at one point, you know, do you know anybody that, you know, have you slept with anybody I know? And that person tells you no, because they're not comfortable talking about their sexual past, because that can be spreaded out to everyone and I can be made to look away. And then, you know, you start dating, you think that it's cool. A few months later, they then tell you, well, you know what, after we're comfortable, I can tell you, yeah, I did sleep with a couple of your friends. Would you be cool with that?
There's nothing wrong with that. Because like you taken your you said, until I'm comfortable, I feel now is the time to tell you. I didn't want to tell you before.
So if she said, okay, let's do this in the reverse, because he always seems to be happy with the women's side. So let's say later on now, she goes to him and goes, have you got any children? He goes, no, I haven't got any children. And then later on, 3 months later, he
took it to level 11.
You know, he goes 3 months later, you know what? I've got a child. I was hiding a child. Yeah. Why would you hide it? Because I didn't want the world to know that I was hiding a child from the world. The child I was hiding from me.
Have you killed anybody?
No,
I've never killed anybody.
No, but later
on down the line, I did to a 10-year stint.
The child from you.
Murder.
I was hiding the child from
the world from the child.
But he said later, you know what? I didn't tell you about my child because of the reasons why. One, I was fearful of how you would react to me telling you about that, and I wanted to be comfortable with telling you as a father and make us comfortable before we said that. And two, you know, I don't really want you to speak to my child. I don't really want to get even people to know that I've even got a child or even anything to do with my child, just in case you want to speak to my child, and I didn't want to have that conversation with you until 3 months. So what then?
That's an outlandish scenario, but still.
Almost not. Many men have done that.
All right, many men have done that. It's down to the individual.
So is it cool?
It wasn't down to the individual before. You said it was cool, and he should understand.
No,
so in this situation,
understand where she's coming from.
Is it cool and she should understand it?
You should understand it.
She should understand it.
You should understand it.
Bullshit.
Whether it's
man,
cool,
man.
Whether it's cool is another issue.
Which kids upon me?
So hold on.
But a woman can do that though as well.
If I fuss you, not like me.
There's women that do that all the time.
But the thing is,
stop lying.
We keep
stop lying.
Trying not to vilify each other. We're just as bad as each other.
No, I'm not trying to vilify anything. I'm saying
all lives matter.
A lie's a lie, innit?
All lives matter.
Yeah, a lie is a lie, and a lie begets a lie.
No, I'm saying the problem I had with you, in what you were saying, is that you was going on to say that the man had no right to be upset.
An eye for an eye.
And that's the thing that was annoying me. And there was a lot of people on the timeline that was going on like the man had no right to be upset. He's got a right to be upset.
Yes.
He's got a right to be upset. You've lied to him.
He's got a right.
He shouldn't just sit there and be happy that the man's like.
He's got a right to be upset. Yes. But to hold, he's holding a grudge. It's like he's sleeping with one eye open.
No, because as far as he concerned, you could have lied about bare things.
Why
should I trust you?
Baby, is that really your hair?
But why should I trust you?
Why's your pussy so tight?
No, he's
why's your pussy?
But why should I trust you?
He's right though. Why should you trust? Why should you at that point?
Why should you trust?
How can you trust?
How can you trust? It's because she came and said, look, I lied before. I'm telling you the truth now.
Switch off topic.
Go on.
How can she slap video?
Yeah.
All right, so we all know it, but for those that don't know it, it's
Indian game show.
Are you talking about that tweet?
Yeah. It's an Indian or Pakistani, I'm not sure actually. Game show.
We'll say Indian.
All right.
I believe it's Indian.
All right. Indian game show where it seems like the contestants are there to be put through the ringer by a female host. All right, let's just stick with that. All right,
yeah.
And up to the point where she gets like offensive. She swears at them. She can throw things at them, and she can hit them. So now,
I don't know if she can hit them.
All right,
we don't know that.
All right, at one point in the show,
you go.
She's being cheeky to the dude, and the dude talks back. So she slaps him, and then with no second thought, and with the swiftness, he slaps her right back, and then a couple of people from the crowd or the producers run to the man and then start attacking him.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Then mob mentality comes in, and I do think this is a thing in India, by the way. In fact, I don't think I know. Yeah. And people from the crowd, the production company, all start now hitting this dude. Yeah, and he starts crying. Now, somebody asked coming from last week when we were discussing, do black men protect black women? Somebody asked, well, what about other cultures? Like, why is it just black men? And somebody just posted that video.
No, somebody said because nobody put it out. Maybe we see a different tweet.
Go on.
Because somebody said, "Do Indian men protect protect their women?" And then somebody just wrote down, "How can you slap?"
Yeah,
and everybody was like, "You know what?"
Yeah, everyone.
Okay, in that situation, but that's a stupid situation to.
So what do you think? Do you think that is comparable?
No, because they also do honor killings.
Yes.
So that's the end of that.
It's true. They also do honor killings.
Soko.
And
Soko.
the child abuse rape thing is mad over there.
Yeah.
I've seen too many stories.
Just done that.
Don't let them shaku on you, bro.
That's never gonna happen, bro. That's never gonna happen.
Don't let them shaku on you, bro. That's what I'm saying.
I'll join them in the shaku. Don't worry.
That's all I'm saying.
I'll join them in the shaku.
I will disown you. Anyways, so sorry, Simple Simon, what were you saying?
Yeah, what?
Do you think that's comparable? Do you think it's
No, it's not.
We just killings and everything.
Because trust me, you could probably find videos of man with somebody did something to a woman and a bare man jump.
Yeah.
So that's nothing.
I don't trust them.
She was a star, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
And the people were just protecting.
Why
their
don't you
star.
fuck off then? You go.
You go. All right.
That man was so smarmy the way he did it, though. You go.
All right. Next question.
If I pass you, not like we suck your mama.
Question that was sent to Tony Tone.
Who made that saying up?
Another one that
suck
blanked us.
somebody's mum.
I don't know. It's the greatest.
Come on, bro.
But what's the equivalent of a dad? Nobody tells you suck your dad.
From the urethra.
It's weird because in Jamaica they say suck your mama, but
Yes, our mama.
it's like yes how a mama bumbakla.
Sawa
But
sap.
in like St. Lucia they say your father head.
You know what? I've decided that
What do you
I've
have?
decided that the Bajans are the Congolese of the Caribbean
Your father head.
The Bajans, how that work now?
because they're the ones that do them dancing. Or is it Trinidadians? No, the Trinidadians. Sorry,
Trinity,
are the
yeah.
Congolese of the Caribbean.
It's the Trinity.
You know how people say Jay-Z is the rapper's rapper?
Mm.
That the rappers enjoy Jay-Z. And Rick Ross. He's another one. They say even if you don't like them as a consumer, the rappers like this person.
The rapper's
Yeah,
favorite
yeah.
rapper.
Is the Joe Budden podcast the podcaster's podcast?
Yeah, it is by far.
I think every podcast I've listened to, UK one, they talk about the
The Joe Budden podcast is the podcaster's podcast. It's the podcast that everybody, if they could say, what would you like your podcast to be like? It's the Joe Budden.
I don't want my podcast to be like
See,
that.
I always usually say when I'm doing a post, I'll say
I want you to talk into the
it's your podcaster's favorite podcast when I refer to us.
But we are kind of, a lot of podcasters, people do like our podcast if they podcast. But
Do they?
yeah, if they podcast.
Is it?
Yeah. But
Raw.
Joe Budden,
Universally.
everyone likes Joe Budden's podcast.
It was Drink Champs at one point.
Nah, not at the same level as Joe Budden's. Drink Champs is only good because of the stories.
Mm.
They cannot do it. They tried to do podcasts where it's just them. Nobody wants to hear him.
They fell off quick because I cannot listen to them 3 hour 4 hour podcasts. I can't listen to.
Them man are consistent with their podcast every week.
The reason I say I wouldn't want to be like them is because one person holds
the whole
that
podcast.
show.
Well, I love.
It's
more
almost
and
like
more.
a-
I'm not gonna lie to you,
One-
man.
if listen, look at us mans, we dropping out. I swear it could be 2 of us mans and we could hold the podcast down. Any 3 of us mans could be on this podcast and it'd be wicked. Yeah, any 3 of us.
I don't know. We've never done it without you before.
I don't think I'm that important that it makes.
I
that much
don't
of a
think
difference.
you realize how much of a presence you are.
No,
I said you are the best person on the podcast. I say this every time.
I feel that you 3 could do this podcast and it'd be just as fine. Yeah,
It'll be good.
It would be good, but it would be wayward. It'd be fucking wayward.
I don't think so.
There's no one to pull the reins in. We'll go off.
You would do it, man. I don't,
No, somebody will take control.
Listen. I'm the man with the biggest ego in the world. Yeah, so I'm not. I don't believe in what's the word when you're.
Humble.
I don't believe in being humble or modesty. I
No
don't.
Kante.
I don't even believe in it because, like I said, it's lies. I don't. So I'm not a humble person.
So he wants to continue being stroked.
So no,
Stroking the
my
ego.
point is that when I'm saying I don't think it would make that much of a difference, I'm saying it not because I'm not trying to be humble. It's not gonna make that much of a difference. Somebody else will ask questions. Is that such a big deal?
Your head is sweating.
Yes,
Hold up,
it's
hold
hot
up,
in
hold
there,
up,
man.
wait.
It's hot in there. Anyways,
Like a plantation
Calm down.
sweat.
Be humble.
So
yes. If Joe Budden is not in that podcast, no. No two of them can no.
I think Royal Mo do alright.
They do alright, but
I
they
don't
do
even-
alright.
Joe has
They're-
a charisma about him that it just draws everybody else
They're
in.
ancillary subjects.
The thing I like about Joe Budden and Noriega for both of them actually is that they knew that their personalities could make them money. So they've done something to make themselves money with their personalities now.
And you know, one thing that they both have in common, Wahala might be the only person that knows
about Joe Budden and Noriega.
Yeah, they were both very early adapters to internet.
Oh yeah,
They both spoke about it, talked about it, and dealt with the internet.
Yeah,
both
they
of them very, very early on in the internet age. Both of them. So they've lived through it, and they are the people. They believe in their product. They believe in who they are.
They've marketed themselves as themselves. Like I as much as Jay-Z is my favorite MC, I don't know if I listen to a Jay-Z podcast.
He's not a personality.
Your boy.
Yeah, your boy.
He's a personality, not a personality.
Yeah.
Would you listen to a Kanye
No.
podcast?
No.
He would go off track
I
many
think
times.
he would have good ones and bad ones. He wouldn't be consistent. There'll be some episodes you listen to it and you'll be like, wow, this is good. And there'll be some that is like, you switch off after 10
He'd
minutes.
only be good if he had good guests on. If him by himself.
All right, let me put it to you like this.
Yeah, which other rapper would be a good podcast?
Who doesn't have a podcast that if they did have a podcast, you'd think they'd be like, oh.
I need to check out Fat Joe's one because Fat Joe, when he's on people's podcast, is fantastic. Always fantastic.
Yeah.
So I need to check out
the
his
one where
Coca Vision.
he's not a good host. He's not a good host.
He just talks over them, I'm assuming.
No, I don't remember it, but he's not a good host. Noriega's a decent. Even Noriega's not the best host in the world, but he's such a personality that it overlaps being a bad host.
I'd like to hear Big Boy do a podcast.
Big Boy from Outkast.
Outkast, yeah.
Busta might have a good podcast.
Yeah, Busta would.
Apparently, Busta's album, this new album, is meant to be fantastic.
Has he got a new album?
It's coming, and everyone's that's listening to it already saying that the album is just so wicked.
Who?
Like, I'm talking about like the people like Just Blaze. All these producers are saying that this album is meant to be so wicked.
Well, he doesn't have a bad album, you know.
Yeah, it's true.
I was debating this, and I put it on Twitter the other day.
Busta Rhymes has a bad
What's your
album.
favorite Busta Rhymes album?
It's the same as yours. It's Anarchy.
Anarchy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there's one subpar song on it. I can't remember which one it is. But he's got one with ML.
Which one's on
The red cover.
Anarchy is the one that's got
Night
the
Rider
one.
theme tunes on it.
Is it that one on Anarchy as well?
Yeah.
Anarchy's the one that Jay Dilla did a lot of beats on.
Yeah.
The thing is, I just want
And
to
let's sparkle now. We just gonna sparkle now. So for me, that's and a lot of people. If you were to ask them what's their worst Busta Rhymes album or their worst ones, I bet you that comes up in the list.
Nah.
Yeah,
It's
it's a certain type of person.
Any man
It's an
over
acquired
45
taste
is
for
going to
that.
say When Disaster Strikes.
Is that yeah? I was gonna say, is that the
When
album?
Disaster Strikes, the second album.
No, that's the first album. Man. Oh no, The Coming is
The Coming is the first album. That's what most people say.
Anyone over 45 is going to say The Coming.
The Coming is fantastic though. You can't again. That's another album. Where you can't
Which
remember
one
it.
is the one that had all the singles on it?
That's when the Disaster Strikes.
When
That's when I had
Disaster
to
Strikes. That's when he hooked up with Swizz Beats in it. Yeah.
Flip
What's the one with
That's
That's
the
When
third
Disaster
one.
Strikes.
That's the first one.
That's When Disaster Strikes.
No, the second one's When Disaster Strikes.
That's the one that's on the one.
No, it's on this.
And you're talking about Extinction Level Event.
Yeah.
Extinction Level Event is a bad boy
That's a
album
good
as well.
album. He doesn't have any bad albums. Even the one that he did, the ones he did with Dr. Dre. The 2 or 3 albums he did on Aftermath. They're good as well. So he doesn't have a bad album. It's just he doesn't have a bad album. So I'm looking forward to it.
Even when
He's got the best posse cut ever.
I was a young boy
Living up in the ghetto. He's got the best posse
I
cut.
was young and crazy.
I think it is the best posse cut.
What Def Squad versus
And the only one that may come close to it is Beast from the East.
With me.
Beast from the East is better.
In the ghetto.
Come on, man.
What I'm talking about?
Now and forever is that evil that men do. That's how the man started the song.
Listen, for those of you that don't know Beast from the East, because you can't find this on your Spotify and thing. I don't think it's there.
I'll try to find it somewhere.
They Lost Boys. Anyway, so Lost Boys.
Hold on.
Yeah, who's still singing? Lost Boys. It's on their second album. No, it's on their first album.
Second album.
Second album. Okay. Beast from the East is the posse cut from Lost Boys' second album, Love, Peace and Happiness, and it's got A+,
Reggie Noble, Redman.
and then the last verse
Cannabis.
about 100 bars, Cannabis. And I remember where I was, what station I was listening to the first time I heard that song. I don't think I can say that about any other song in my entire life.
Are you sure?
Go on.
You remember the first time you heard of Slim Shady?
Yes. I'm gonna say the 2 stories now. The Slim Shady song, which is what song was it?
I just don't give up.
Yeah, I don't give it F. I was in Hanover Grand, and at the time, for those of you that don't know Hanover Grand, we've spoken about it before, but it's a very industry, very elitist kind of venue at the time.
That's not the first time I heard it, by the way. Okay.
What?
That's not the first time I heard that.
But it was the first time I heard it. This album hadn't come out yet. Yeah, this is the important part. It wasn't a single. What?
I think it's the same story, but you
No.
got a different
I'm not even
location.
sure you was even there.
Okay, go on then.
I think it was just me and
Because the first time I heard it was on Westwood.
Yeah, but this is the point.
Okay, go on.
I don't think you was even raving them times. You really check the year it came out. You're probably like 15 or something.
No, I was out them times.
All right, okay. Anyways, so I was in Hanover Grand, I believe with my older brother, rest in peace, and that song came on, and everyone knew this. Remember, the album was not come out. It wasn't single or nothing. Everyone knew the song. Everyone knew the song because back in the day, there were samplers in it. All the industry heads had samplers. Anybody that was in the know, they got the. You couldn't copy things as easy as you could now. They would never do that now. But everyone basically had the album already. So when they played it in the club, everyone knew it. And I'm sitting there like, I'd never heard this before. I know Slim Shady. It was the second album, I think.
First album.
But anyway, that is that. Now this piece from the East, I was in again. It was in No Talks where he worked. He was selling carpets. And it was in the place where he was selling carpets. It was in the office there. And I was sitting around. God knows how young I was. And I was waiting for him to finish before he drove me home. And this was in the radio in the background. And I could just about hear it. And I just heard this verse. And the voice. Because back then I didn't know who Cannabis was. And it went going on and on. And 2 minutes later, I'm still hearing the thing. Now that might not sound like a long thing. But I know it was a posse cut. And so how am I still hearing the same person for 2 minutes? Yeah. Then 3 minutes. And then I got closer to the radio, and I listened, because it wasn't my radio to touch, so I didn't touch it. And I heard the lyrics that this man was saying. And they were some of the best lyrics I've ever heard in my entire life. Go onto YouTube, Beats from the East, and listen to Cannabis's verse from that song.
You ever heard it?
You've heard it?
I don't think so.
Bruv.
You've
I'm gonna punch you so hard. Your heart's gonna go from the left. What do you say, to the left to the right side of your chest?
I'm gonna push you. I'm gonna push you from so fast.
When I say
from the side, your heart's gonna end up on the right side of your chest. Listen,
I was sticking dick to E before she was Adam's mistress. Before Christ created Christmas, I was in lyrical fitness, bro. Trust me, the man murdered the song. And what makes it even so bad is when I say that Redman, A+. You know, I'm with you now, by the way. When I say Redman, A+, and Mr. Cheeks were so good on that song.
Yeah.
So, like, A+.
Cannabis writes all A+'s lyrics.
Yeah, I'm assuming so, because A+ came hard on that, right? Was so good on that song. For him to then come on and do what he did on that song is an amazing thing. Now, we all know Redman.
I so badly want to play it.
If you can find it, play it. but I will play it then. But yeah, so I don't even know how did it get here in the first place?
I don't know, bruv.
We were talking about our MCs that could get
Busta's album.
You said something about Pussycat, bro.
No, MCs that will have a good podcast.
Yeah, we end up saying about Busta might have a good podcast, but everything. Anyway, let's go on to the next question.
All over the track, man. Pardon me.
You know what? I'm gonna listen to Busta on the way home. That's a damn sure.
All right, Tony Tone,
an
influencer on Twitter. That's what she calls herself. And
I thought it was Tonight.
Sorry?
I thought her name was Tonight.
Tonight.
Yeah, tonight.
Shout out Kim. It was because of her that I know, because on Not Everyday podcast, he also did one of her questions and he didn't know. He was saying something like that and she was like, it's Tony Tone. And he's like, oh.
I really didn't think it was Tonight.
And then when she said it, what she said, it's like, oh yeah, that makes sense. You just haven't been reading it properly. But anyways, all right. Men, I have a question. Have you ever...
Can we just salute that? Because they're both Nigerian girls, these girls. They're smashing up this Twitter out here, man. Nigerians smashing up Twitter, yeah?
Oloni, Tony Tone, Sincerely Tops. These are Nigerian women that are doing their thing on social media and on and their presence is rising. Also, one of them in...
Tolly's is Nigerian.
Yeah, in the Receipts podcast. So I don't know why we're singling out the Nigerians. But yes, we're
bigging up the Nigerians, damn it. Why not?
We are supporting our black women, our Nigerian women in particular. Because
in business.
They are us. Are they only half Jamaican women that you want to shout out?
You're supposed to shout out Ghana's finest.
Yeah, you're true, because you are half Ghanaian. Are you half something by marriage now?
No.
When were you married?
When were you married?
Not in a hurry.
All right.
Are you sure?
Sandra.
Men, I have a question.
It's random people.
Have you ever been unattracted to someone, then grew to find them very attractive because of their personality? If so, what about them made them appear more attractive to you? I'm curious because my female friends talk about this a lot. Just want your views. Who wants to go first?
I'm too shallow to grow to like somebody that I'm not physically attracted to because their personality is nice.
But you'll bang them though.
But you banging the personality.
Just say yes like where you want to. Just say it.
What?
Yes.
Huh?
It's Lost Boys' first album. You can't find it. Stavros has actually been there. The first girl I had a crush on was exactly that.
Is that the girl that came to the house?
Yeah.
She's not ugly.
I didn't find it attractive at all.
Wow.
Did I say it?
Wow.
Yes, you did. Toxic masculinity in the
Nah,
building.
that's not even funny, bro.
You're trying to throw me under the bus.
I'm putting you there,
Yeah,
bro.
bro.
You dash man under the bus weekly, by the way. I've noticed how many times you dash man under the bus.
No, oh, are you actually joking?
No.
You're always the one
No, you dash me under the bus,
to
man.
bring up something from my past or whatever and dash it in my face
No,
like a
you
piece
dash
of
me
meat.
under the bus, bro.
Stav, you are hiding a child.
You didn't put it in the right voice.
And I would put it on the podcast as well. That's what I would release it. He's hiding a child. But no,
Anyway, I've done it before. So yes.
What, hitting a child?
Yes. I can get attracted to a woman by her personality. Looks is important to me, but they're not everything. So that's Stavros. Simple things.
so you could see somebody, think you're not attractive, and then
Once I get to know you. In fact, somebody that before my missus, because I could have been with this. I'll be completely honest with it. I could have been with this woman. She's a Christian, and so she was saying, "I can't be with you because you're not Christian." And I didn't find her really attractive either. But her personality was wicked, and I grew to really like her. And that's the reason we're not together. Simple things.
God of God.
Huh? Yeah,
Jesus is Lord.
God cop locked in it.
That happened to me though. Still,
What,
Same thing.
God, clockwork.
Yeah.
You shall not
There-
pass.
there was one girl that I was chatting to. We went out on a date and we was chatting after that. And then this might be the you know when I say that I've never done stuff to a girl, but then again it was kind of a mutual thing. She started to get into God. She was heavily into God, and then we just stopped talking.
Oh yeah.
Just stop talking to each other. But sometimes we miss, like, sometimes you might see each other on Twitter and stuff like that. But yeah, we just went out on like one date or whatever. She was a bit older than me still though at the time. But yeah, she got heavily into Christianity and we just stopped talking to each other.
No man can satisfy her.
So this is like Jesus
Only
satisfied her.
only
That's the
one-
point.
only one- You know the thing with
Jesus satisfied her.
the thing
boy.
with the situation that I was in though. This girl said, and please don't check it out. She said, "I'm the most religious man, as in stand upright kind of person that she's ever been with." She said, "There's no man that she's been with that has followed the path of God as well as you do."
Yeah, but why would somebody say something wrong? Why would you saying don't say anything?
Because you just want to you just say you will insult me. Innit? I just wanna
Why do you always go on and cry like I'm gonna insult you?
Why did you bring it up? You could have just left it. So
No,
my
because
point was-
I was trying to. I don't understand why you said that
Alright,
when we come from the same house.
Okay. Well, the thing with me is I'm a very honest person. I'm
touchy
brash and
as
all
well,
that
innit?
stuff. But yes, I
Touchy.
can be touchy. But the thing is, I'm a stand-up guy. Yeah, nobody can. You might not like my attitude, but I'm stand-up. I'm honest. I'm straightforward, and I try my best. Whatever. Blah 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 blah. So she said, all of these attributes that you have is what I want from is what God says you
But
should
you're a
be.
heathen.
Yeah, man. Yeah, but you're not religious. You don't follow Christ.
It's weird.
So
isn't
that's
it?
that.
He's got all of these attributes.
She said you're more of a Christian than me. That's what this girl said.
It's because he's ugly.
Yeah.
I've got no choice.
I gotta live the
but-
righteous path.
In
The
the
thing
name
is, if
of
I was super
Jesus.
good looking, would I have these morals?
That's true.
Probably
Does
not.
ugliness give you? Does ugliness obviously when you're ugly, you have to find different superpowers, isn't it?
No, it grounds you.
It grounds you to a certain extent, but you do have to then find different superpowers.
I've made things harder for myself by the way I am, though. So, because I could have lied to this chicken.
You could have,
Yeah, I think,
but she already liked you,
I
though.
think being
True.
facially challenged, it grounds you.
So you have to be humble.
You gotta learn to stay in your lane. Yeah.
yeah,
So
kind of.
so are we saying that people that's good
Yes,
looking?
because Stavros is the most humble person in the world.
So are we
innit?
saying that people that's good looking have a right to not be humble?
Not right, but you can see how the conversion could happen.
They get pretty privilege.
Is there such a thing as pretty
Of
privilege?
course, there's privilege
Yes.
for everything.
Yes.
Okay, so
Everything has a privilege.
are we saying that if you're ugly, you have to then accept certain things about yourself just because you're ugly?
Yeah.
Such as what? Hold on,
I don't know.
what?
So you should accept things that maybe a pretty person wouldn't accept. So
Like what?
Like what?
hold on, I'm going
don't
to
get the
let-
extra piece of pie.
if you let me finish, and I'll get to it. So let's say that somebody that you meet, you don't particularly think that they're that attractive, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but they may be more attractive in the world than you are, and they approach you because you're ugly and you know you're ugly, do you then have to give that person the time of day and a discussion because you're ugly?
No.
Are you sure?
Bring another example, because no.
Okay, so if a man that's good looking, really, really good looking, is with you and he cheats on you a couple of times because he wants to go with a good looking person, do you have to accept that?
No. You would switch it to a woman and no. I don't agree with them that this is what, when you say you have to accept thing, I'm thinking what? There's nothing as an ugly person you accept that as a good looking person.
Then what's the humble? What's the humble bit then?
I didn't say that. That's what the other people are saying.
What I'm saying. So what do you? What? In what way are you gonna have to be ugly humble?
Yeah, simple, Simon.
Huggable.
I don't know. I'm not ugly. I'm better looking than 85% of people in life. So
are you sure it's only 85%?
It's only 85.
Do you not want it to be more?
No, it's only 85. I'm not beyond myself enough to think that it's more than 85%. The computer said it anyway. So, you know.
Are we gonna answer Tony Todd's question now?
I've been tested.
The question was okay. I think that I think that you can. I think men do it all the time. To be honest, there's a lot of men that marry women that they don't necessarily think is the best looking women they've met because of personality. You know.
#settle.
Oh, okay. Are you settling in that situation?
I'm only playing. No.
That's the question.
It's not, but you know what it is. It's sometimes. I was talking to one of my boys about this today. Sometimes you have to weigh up what is like. You might have a list of 10 things that you want in a person, and of those 10 things, they have different weightings. So let's say 1 to 5 may have an importance level of medium, and then 6 to 10 may have an important level of high. You have to weigh up which one of those you take, and if looks is one of the ones that's lower in that, then your personality stuff will.
I would draw it down to 3.
What's the barometer of ugly though? Are we talking?
It's not ugly. It's like we use the word ugly really, really willy nilly, very, very loosely because
unattractive. Though.
It's not even so much unattractive. Like because ugly as a term, like if you see ugly next to everything else, you know it's ugly.
There's one ugly woman. There's a political podcast I listen to where it's one-on-one questions. It's Nick, somebody who works for the BBC, and very often after he does the interview, it's always an MP. I'll Google them and see what they look like to see what the person I'm looking at. And there's one person that he interviewed, and when I saw her face, I actually shuddered, and I was like, "How can somebody be this ugly?" She was. It was so bad. I'm gonna find her name. But continue.
Can I?
But it's not something that happens really often.
How can you slap?
If you don't marry somebody that is completely perfect,
when will you marry?
Are we now saying that you settled?
No. Well, no.
Yeah, the answer is yes, though, isn't it? Really?
No, but it depends on your shallow barometer.
No, but if you're saying that you have to for you want a woman that's 10 out of 10 looks, 10 out of 10 body, 10 out of 10 cook, 10 out of 10 intelligence, 10 out of 10 blah blah blah, and then in the end
That's
some of
a
them
myth, bro.
some of them are 7, 8, 6, whatever in certain capacities. Are you not settled?
Okay, by definition, yes. But if you want to go by that, but then that person is a very silly nonsense, anyways. Because
is there anybody that truly hasn't settled in life then with their partner?
If you're looking at it like that, this is the way I look at it.
If you're using those, sorry, Steph, if you're using those scales, then no, we've all settled.
Then
if you're using the scales of 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, and we've never got 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, then we've settled.
Is there anything wrong with settling?
Nia Griffith.
Peter
Griffith. Nia Griffith.
Is there anything wrong with settling? If you can't get what you want,
wait a minute. Did you just say Nia Griffith is ugly?
Yeah, I want. Google the person. Nia Griffith.
Show us a picture, innit?
That's not right.
I don't want to see the picture right now. I don't want to see it.
I won't show you that.
Are you hiding that?
No, but yeah.
Well, I want to know whether or not is there anything wrong with settling?
No.
By definition, there's nothing wrong with settling, depending on how shallow you are.
If you got with your partner and you got married and she said, you know what, I settled with you, would you be happy with that? You're happy. You're both in a happy relationship. But she said, I settled with you, the actor, Simple Simon, and man like Stavros Boss. Are you? What would you say?
If she, don't say that to your partner, innit, man?
No, but they've said it now. I have to see it by the way now.
I wouldn't be happy, but it depends.
She looked like she could be Gollum's mum.
Why are you scrolling that to say you're gonna look for something better?
It'd be a conversation.
It'd be a better picture. There might be a better angle.
I'm showing the guys the picture of Nia Griffith, and
she's like Gollum's mum.
I've seen uglier than that. But anyway, that's just old.
Compare her to Fatima Whitbread.
How old is she?
Fatima Whitbread is not. She's
Fatma
strange.
River's not ugly.
She's just strange
She's
to
just
me.
roided out.
So, okay, well, let's get back to the question.
You've gone past the question into something
Yeah,
else,
yeah.
by the way. So I feel that let me try and answer all of them. It's cool to settle. I don't like the word settle in the situation. It just sounds. It's got so many negative connotations. It's cool to appreciate and understand that you can't get everything that you want in a woman, and to allow certain things to go. That's a nice or more diplomatic way of putting it.
Yeah. You just sigh.
No, what I feel is that what you want is, like Simple Simon said, he gave a list of 1 to 10 and then he bracketed them out, and I said I think I'll draw it down to 3. There's emotional, physical, and mental. Those are the 3 main attractions that I feel you have with somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it's the same thing with what Simple Simon is saying. It's weighted. Everybody's got their different things weighted. Now, physically, for me, obviously, it's going to be very high until I get to know you, and then the other ones actually play more of a part because they just do for me. So my mental and my emotional attachment to you now become more important.
Which question are you answering, by the way, now?
The same thing about whether you can like somebody.
Question,
yeah. So it's almost like if the emotional and the mental are really, really high, then I can deal with a low on the physical. If the physical is really, really high and emotional is really, really high, maybe I can deal with. In fact, I can't deal with less on the mental stuff. So those 2 are more important to me. The mental and the emotional is more important to me than the physical.
I can't do it ugly in the face.
Gality.
I'm not doing that.
That's fair enough, but that's like a line you can draw, because maybe you say maybe.
I'm not doing that.
But that's fine.
You can be big. You can, there's certain things, attributes about your body and stuff like that. If you came to me ugly in the face, it's just not happening. I'm not waking up to that.
He said ugly in the face.
If a woman told you that she settled for you, she thought she'd find somebody that was much more mentally stimulating than you. Simple Simon, I'm doing mental because you feel you're so good looking. So you have you have the looks. And you have some sort of sophistication about you, but you don't mentally stimulate me as much as some of my friends do. But I still love you, and I'm happy that we're building a path together. Just let me deal with the child, because I can't really trust you to
Follow that with a pat on the back.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say. She pats him. Just to reassure you, make you feel at home.
You know what I'd say to her? I'm hiding a child. I'm gonna let the boy come home.
No, seriously.
I don't know. It's someone telling you that they've settled for you is, I think, like you said, it's a trigger word, isn't it? We've come to appreciate the term settle as being you couldn't have what you actually wanted, so you're just putting up with this because it's here. Which in turn suggests even slightly that if what you actually want comes back around, you might dip.
Yeah, but it could be a case of that's what they wanted, but then when they found you, they found out that this is something that they actually needed.
Then they're not settling.
So
that they needed, not necessarily that they wanted, but it's something that they needed.
They're not settling.
They're settled though, still.
No, I need you.
Now I need you, but before I was
woman, I
you.
need you. Like
So
before.
That's a clock thing, man. It's like you're just here until the right thing comes along.
So you would be offended,
yeah, I won't pretend that I wouldn't.
and how would you continue in that relationship?
I don't know. It'd be very difficult. I imagine it would be quite difficult because when you think about it, it's honesty about the situation, but then you're still gonna feel like the spare tire.
Would you prefer if she waited a couple of months and then told you after, where she felt safe about things?
He told you after the baby was born.
The joke thing. Yeah, no, I don't think you can. I don't know if there's a positive way to take that. Some people who have the ego might say, not, I looked at you, but I didn't mean you. But some people who have the ego might say, you thought you knew better. And then because I'm so fantastic, you realize that, even though you thought you were settling, you realize actually you're not, because I'm better than that other shit that you wanted. I don't know. Brother, I can't take it positively. I'll just put it that way.
Yeah, for me, it wouldn't be taken positively, and it might even...
You'll cry into your soup.
It might even cause a question of infidelity. Infidelity's head might loom. I'm thinking,
why don't you just leave the woman? You have to cheat.
Why not?
He's petty, He's petty.
That's Team petty out here,
That's
bro.
his get back, boy.
I thought he actually meant that they might cheat. But that he said he might cheat himself.
Yeah. You settling for me? Okay. I'm gonna settle some other pussy.
I just said infidelity might loom.
And Big Walla, last thing we're gonna do before we go.
I would obviously be upset that she's told me that she was settled with me, but I don't think it would be the biggest deal. I'll just be like, okay. So what things do you settle with, and then see what those things are. And if it's things that I think is really important to me, maybe I might be a bit more upset. If it's something that I don't really care about, I'll be like, okay, well, you're here now, innit? So what's your business?
What if she started giving you the leg in the meal?
What?
What if she started giving you the leg, you don't get the breast?
What, the meat?
Yeah.
What's that? What's that got to do with settling?
Because she doesn't like you anymore. She just settled for you, so you're going to settle for this.
No, but
meal.
she must have liked me. That's the whole point. Nobody's saying that she don't like you. She's just saying that you want something different.
You're not the first choice.
Yeah.
Like if she was going to UCAS and she put her universities down,
Yeah.
you weren't the first choice.
You would have been second choice or third choice.
Second or third. Clearing. You're clearing.
Yeah, in fact, yeah, that's like they've had a man in their life and they said that if that man asked me to marry him, I would have probably married that person if it was between you and that person.
You are literally clearing.
God damn.
And I still talk to him.
Oh shit! No, come on, you're a
that's
fucker. Why did you have to
Every
put
once
that
in
in
a
there?
while,
No,
he'll
no,
message
no.
me and I message him back.
No. He's moved on with his
How's
life.
your life? It's okay.
Nah, that's tough, man.
Stav.
Stav doesn't even want to answer that.
What, the last one you just asked?
Yes.
So then don't be with me then, innit? Go be with the one you want to be with.
No, but he's no longer.
It doesn't matter.
He's
it doesn't
passed.
matter. No. If you told me
You're already
that-
in the relationship. though.
like I've
He's
said
passed, he's
that
dead.
no. You said that you want to be with somebody else.
She often goes to
If
sit
you
by the
if you
graveside.
said
She lays a rose down in commemoration of him
You are my love.
on your anniversary.
necrophilia.
Why would you say that? Fucking hell, bro.
James, how I wish you were here.
No, if you said that there was somebody that was in my past that I was really close with, we could have got married and they died, I could live with that. But that's not what you said.
James, how I
You
wish
said that I want somebody more than you. Then
No,
I don't want you anymore.
I would have married that person,
only one man to my pum pum.
but it just didn't happen, and I just now married you instead.
Yeah, why?
Because he didn't ask.
Ooh.
Then I don't want to be with
The
her.
nights are cold because I'm not fulfilled.
I don't want to be with her. No.
Okay.
I can deal with a relationship that fell apart.
I would have married him, but why didn't you? He didn't ask.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is a
Dirty tea.
So I don't think I could be happy in that relationship again because I am literally now second place. Yeah, there's a difference between you have.
You are clearing, bro.
Yeah,
You're clearing.
There's a difference between there's things you don't like about me. There's a difference even settling that word. I don't like it, but there's a difference between settling with me because there was nothing better. Because you're still saying there's nothing better, but I'm settling with the best that I found.
You're the best.
Yeah,
Around.
but to say that there's somebody else that is actually better than you and they're over there, wherever there is,
man
yeah,
there, innit?
yeah, then my thing is always then go there. I'm never competing with another man.
But you're not competing anymore because she's no longer
No.
chasing.
The minute you open your mouth, you made that competition,
Okay.
and I'm not competing with no other man.
So you telling her to,
In fact,
to go.
not the minute she
Would
opened her
you leave?
mouth. The minute she told me
So you pack your bags.
Right,
Your pocket purse.
in the situation that I'm giving, where early on in the relationship, I might have feelings, but it's early enough for me to leave. I would leave. Yes.
Penelope.
But if you're deep in it, you'll stay.
I don't know. That's when I don't want to start saying I'm going to leave, 3 or 4 years down the line, and who knows. But if it's early enough, even if I've got some feelings, I'll leave because that's a competition that I don't want to be in.
Do you know how many people's reality that is though still? Do you know how many people's reality that actually is?
Yeah, people
that-
are not saying it.
It's mad, isn't it?
That been settled on, you mean?
Yeah, man.
Bro, it's not easy, man.
There's bare man out there that's
I'm
married to
gonna
a
go
woman.
home and ask my missus right now. I'm gonna like,
Well, according to staff, every woman that he's been with, every man that she's got with now is really thinking about him.
I didn't say she's thinking about me. I said I'm better than him.
Whatever it is, man.
So they're all saying, you know what? I'm settling for you because
I'm gonna go to the missus.
Hopefully they don't tell him
Mrs.
that.
Did you settle for me?
And when she says yes, what happens then?
They'll be like, I'm hiding a child. I'm gonna let that boy come home.
What if she tells you she's got 1, 2?
Goddamn
47.
47.
All right, I want to close on one thing. Unless anybody else got anything to say, we've got about 2 or 3 minutes left.
No, I'm good, man.
Simple.
No.
That's us.
Winter's coming.
All right.
Oh, I might be on candid conversations this week.
Might be,
Yeah, because you never know. It's not happened yet. So what if I don't get in?
You don't make the cut.
What if I don't get in? But yeah, I might be on candid conversations this week. So I'm gonna hold it down for the man them on the ESN podcast. You get me?
All right, and now you're gonna get if you get attacked, what are you gonna do?
I don't think I'm gonna get attacked.
If you get attacked, what are you going to do?
I'll
I didn't
I'll-
ask you
I'll-
what you think.
I would defend myself in it. What do you mean?
Are you gonna sheku?
No,
Are you gonna gora?
I don't even know what that is. I just think that I don't think I'm going to get attacked. 2, if people want to come at me for no reason, then I won't be offensive to them. I'll just look at them.
You'll just be your normal passionate self.
Yeah.
Are you going to log in and step punch you, man?
Yeah.
You should have said passive because this dude.
What?
It would have been taking a mick in it because you said you would have just started looking at it. Since when can you just sit there and look at somebody?
I can't. If I think that they're just attacking me and they're just chatting, I would just let them look silly themselves. That's the times you have to just let them look silly themselves.
And you know the editing would just be zooming into his face and then cut to another one and just zoom back into his face and then cut to
I know when he gives that look.
I'm looking forward to making some gifts.
No, I think I'm gonna be quite fun in there. I think I've got allies there, so I'll be fine.
Simple.
Yeah.
Would you want, if you were invited, would you be happy to go on? Do you think you would do well?
Probably not, no.
Same situation. 7 women, you and another guy.
No, probably not.
The actor.
Threesome's happening at some point.
Ooh, you dirty bastard.
So you think you would do well?
I don't know. I'd hold my ground. Whether I did well or not is up to the listeners.
Shame on...
I think Mr. Wolf would probably be the star.
Nah, because he's quite misogynistic when he's ready, innit?
But he can say it. He can say it in a way that he's very diplomatic. He's very flamboyant.
What, he'll velvet
He's-
the misogyny.
he-
You know
what I was
what
about to say.
he is.
He's
You know
very velvet
you know
with
what
his
he is.
words,
You know
yeah.
who he is. He's the male version of Jenny Francis. He's got that voice.
No, Jenny Francis' voice is much better.
Nah, Mr.
So
Wolf's
he's the
got a
man.
good
He's the
voice.
man of soul.
What do
The
folks
man
call him?
of
The
soul.
sexy boy, the soulful voice.
Sexy boy.
Yeah, that's
He's
Mr.
just
Wolf.
a boy toy.
I don't know.
Sure.
I think Mr. Wolf will always be alright wherever he goes on anyway, regardless. So
Yeah.
if he even opens his mouth to speak, though, he's the type of person. If he doesn't even interested in something, he just won't even speak about it.
What did you say?
Mr. Wolf, the Nigella Lawson of conversation.
Do you think Nigella is a good-looking, an attractive somebody?
No, but she has a sex.
She has a sex.
She has managed. I was because she came on TV the other day, and I was like, "Why do people find it sexy?" Stood there and watched it for a moment. I was like, "Motherfucker, you got sex."
Yeah, what women?
I think she's pretty as well.
But the
I
thing
think
is,
she's
don't
pretty.
ever look at her.
Okay,
father.
what other women is like that though?
Who
That
do
they're
you
not necessarily that pretty, but they've got sex about them.
mean? This is difficult for me because I like unattractive women.
But they're attracted to you then.
Not for the women. No, that wouldn't.
I mean,
that's
atypically,
because they are attractive. If I was into white women, it would be the women from Neighbours.
Neighbours.
All of them.
Back in the day.
Even
Not for them,
Marge.
man.
I
This
thought
man
was,
mentioned Mars.
You know when he said neighbours, yeah? I don't know why, but for some strange reason in my head, Cell Block H. Prison Cell
Well,
Block
they
H.
were in. They
I
were in
never
there
watched that
as well.
program, though. I never watched that program.
You've never
Deep,
watched
bro.
Cell Block H?
No.
My sister watching the night,
Yeah.
boy.
That's my brother. Yeah, them two.
Me and MG used to watch that hard.
In the night.
What was the theme tune again for that one?
He used to give me roses.
Yeah! Jesus!
I
Man,
wish
how
I
many did
could
you-
again.
See, I don't know
Yeah, bruv.
But
You
that
can't
was
just drop
on
questions
the
like that.
outside,
Oh, yeah, bruv.
and things were different then.
this. Okay.
It's a wicked tune.
It's a bad word tune.
It's a bad boy tune.
That sounds very
It is a bit
depressing.
hard to drop it because you do
You
have to
I have
think.
to sit here and think about it. Maybe we'll put it in the brief for next week. Put it in the docket.
What's that?
That's the question he does ask, and we'll
Bruv,
save that for next
B
week.
Smith.
Yeah, what you joker? what questions did you just ask?
I've said women that are not necessarily what you would call attractive, but
They
they
have a sex.
about
Because
them.
I know there are
Yeah.
there are
There's
there are ones
plenty.
that I know, but I can't think of them right now.
I hear that, I hear
unfortunately. So we'll save that for next week.
Okay.
And hashtag ESN Pod. Go on your social medias and let us know what you think. Tell us, guys and women, you know, whatever sex, somebody that you don't feel is necessarily that attractive in the face or whatever, but they have a sex.
What about
And when we say a
Oprah?
sex, basically the layman's way of putting it is
Oprah.
that they have some sort of prowess about them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just gave me a disappointing headshot.
Because you want to
No,
sleep with the
bruv.
money.
Did you say Oprah?
Yeah.
He wants to sleep with the money, man.
She's got no sex.
He wants to sleep with the money.
Oprah has no sex.
She got money though.
She actually looks better now than she did 20 years ago.
She
though.
does, don't she?
Yeah, that's the only thing, but she's still not attractive.
She has no. For me, she has no sex.
All right.
Rihanna, obviously.
Rihanna has more of a sex than she's pretty.
But she's not unattractive though.
No, she's not ugly.
On the replay.
All right, let's go. I'll say my thing for next week.
you had something?
Yeah, I said I was going to say something, innit? And then you said you didn't want to ask people. You said no, and then as always, you have something to say.
Yeah, but how long is the thing you're gonna say?
It doesn't matter. I'll
Okay,
say it for
sorry.
next
You don't
week.
have to get exasperated or exasperated or whatever it is, man.
Then just leave the thing in it. If I say I'm saving it for
This man's
another
forever
time.
going through menopause every episode, man.
Is it that man must always question me though? Innit?
Menopause.
must always question me.
Man, I stop. Man, I pause.
Beg, just take one England Primrose before you come on the show.
Say
man.
your goodbyes, man.
At Big Wahala
I'm
on
feeling
Insta.
flushed.
At Big Wahala on Twitter. Holla at your boy. Shout out One Stop Dreadlock. Come here when you want to get your locks done. Big up. I forgot there was something I was gonna big up. I can't remember what it was now. But that's all right. I'll leave it as that.
Simple Simon.
At Simple Simon FB on Twitter. On the 21st of August, there is an exhibition called Raspunzel. It's by Fiona Compton. It is in Brixton at the Ritzy. I haven't got the ticket information thing yet, but just look up Raspunzel at the Ritzy and you should get ticket information for that. It's going to sell out quickly, so please.
Is that the one where she was winding up herself to celebrate on Instagram?
No.
So she's got another thing as well after that.
Yeah. She's out here. She's busy. Fiona's been on the podcast as a guest. So her work is very good. Please forward. It's like I said, as Raspunzel at the Ritzy.
That actor.
www.computertech.com. Check that out. There is a lady by the name of Rilke Edwards Brown who is nominated for the most influential woman in tech at the moment. She runs an organization called So You Want to Be in TV, So You Want to Be in Tech. It helps young people get into the industry, behind the scenes, the movers and the shakers. She's nominated for the most influential woman in tech. She has very little social media presence, and she's one of the first black people to be nominated.
So she's black.
She's black.
So you're protecting the black woman.
I'm protecting the black woman.
Wonderful.
And then your social?
Yeah. DATACTOR, Instagram, Twitter. Get at me, I might get back.
Stavros says this week is a song by DWE. My first ever Stavros Says was a song by DWE. It was Shenanigans. And I want to say him and... I can't remember his bloody name. There's two people that I just think embody grime outside of Wiley. It's... and none of you guys are going to remember this person's name. What's the group that Wiley was in with a lot of them? Not
Roddy.
Yeah, so he looks Oriental kind of. He looks yellow.
He looks yellow.
Yeah, I've been told not to use it. So what's
Trim?
Mango? Is it
No.
Mango?
Manga.
Manga for me is grime. I don't know if you know a lot of his stuff.
No, I don't.
Listen to Mangas. He to me is grime, and he's very versatile as well. He can do anything, but he is grime. But anyways, DWE is another person that I think is grime. I'm actually gonna just play a little bit here because none of these bands have heard it, and I want everyone to hear it. Wrong song.
Man,
And go watch the video on YouTube because
he still sounds like he does beats on PlayStation.
you need the visuals. Well, maybe that's why I feel he's grime. But listen to the lyrics. I'm gonna play a little bit.
But back in the day used to call it shine. Nowadays man them call it head. Back in the day used to call it a OZ. Nowadays man them call it a Z. Back in the day used to call them boy them. Nowadays man them call them feds. Back in the day used to make a little phone call. Now man wanna FaceTime instead. Back in the day you used to be murky. Now all of your bars are dead. Back in the day you used to be a leader. Now that man have to be led.
Yes. I enjoyed so far already. A-double-A-I-I.
And that song is called Back Them.
He's another one. He's like a bit like he's a bit like Jay-Z and who's the other one you said?
Rick Ross. Yeah.
He's grand people's MC Deputy.
Yeah.
Grand man who love
Yeah.
Do you know what?
Watch the video for that because he puts the visuals to everything he's saying. It makes up to the point where he says, back in the day, he used to be a leader. He has Martin Luther King, and then he says, "Now you're dead," and he has Arsene Wenger.
Oh nah, Wenger man. No man like Wenger man.
Oh, it's wicked. Bit. Like back in the day, I used to have Ford Escort. Now I got a Mercedes Benz. It's wicked. It's a very, very good song. And I don't know for some reason.
Make Ford Escorts anymore still?
No,
I used to have one back in the day.
that line's gone.
I used to have one, man.
So I don't know. I just have this thing for DW. I don't like all of his songs. I just think when he's good, he's good.
Do you know what I love about D-Double? I've seen a couple of sessions where, like, there've been stage shows or whatever, and he's grabbed the mic and he's gone, ooh, and I had to wheel it 3 or 4 times.
Because it's enough.
He hasn't said a bar. He has
But
not said a bar.
that's all he needs to do, and I'll go mad.
He's just gone ooh on the mic, and they've just gone.
There's certain things that
I've
people
seen
can
it.
do,
I've seen
and
it.
and noise they can do, and people will just go mad, and that's one of them.
Trust me.
So I am at Stavros Boss everywhere. So that is my Stavros Says for this week. Yeah, that should be that. All right, you can catch us collectively at ESN Podcast on Instagram, on Twitter, on Facebook. Search for Eloquently Saying Nothing. Use the hashtag ESN Pod on all social medias. That is ESNPOD. And answer the question we asked you about looks, and holler at us about what we're saying, and
also the question about whether or not you'd be annoyed if a man hided his money from you and told you a couple months later.
Yes, ladies, please get at
You was
us
hiding
with
your card.
that. Look out for Candid Conversations episode number 4, where Wahala will be on. Listen to the last episode of
Receipts.
the cuff.
Receipts podcast. What are you talking about? Last episode of
ESN.
Essays podcast. I can't remember the name of it. Chatting-ish. Our very own Simple Simon was on that podcast. Did you bring it up on here?
Plug.
Yeah. Search for Chatting-ish anyway.
That
Simple
man
Simon
when I
was
did
on
that podcast even told man's boy.
I did tell you.
Told us after you'd done it.
Plug.
Yeah, listen to
Proper
XXX
offended.
episode 49 of the Receipts podcast. I don't usually promote an individual podcast from direct competition. I'm happy to promote the podcast themselves, but not a particular episode. I don't think I've ever done that. But this time, because especially Mandem, yeah, go on, get the grease out. All right.
Remember,
Draw for the daps.
it's episode 49, but it's marked 48.
Can you
Yes,
imagine that people
XXX.
used to wank over telephone calls?
They still do.
Yeah. Why wouldn't you?
Like you just call somebody up and they'll call.
Oh, strangers.
Paid. Yeah, like you get paid
Yeah,
to.
people,
Phone
they
sex,
still got them cards in the 1 or 2 phone boxes that are still around. They still have cards there.
Boy, that's proper old school.
Shaftesbury
Boy.
Avenue, they still got them.
That's old school.
Don't
man.
ask why he knows.
Swahili.
All right.
One F word at the other end of the line.
All right, so we are gone for another
What are you
week.
wearing?
Thank you for listening to the rate and review us on Apple Podcasts. Yeah. All right, so we're out.
Subscribe, people, and remember, if you ain't saying nothing, say it well.
Slag for life.
Yes.
Yes, bitches. Let's play some of that too.
She would do it anywhere. Now, surely that's getting bad. Cause I don't need to beg, I'm not Simon, but that's what man said. Back in the day when the models were skinny. Now, look under the dress. Now, they got farm and bread. Now, who the man them are impressed. Some of them are call it baby mum. Some of them are call it BM. Some of them are call it private. Some of them are call it DM. Back in the day, you used to wear glasses. Now, them man wear contact lens. Back in the day, you used to be popular. Now, man ain't got no friends. Back in the day, I used to drive an Escort. Now, got a Mercedes Benz. Back in the day, I was part of Nasty Crew. Now I'm a new gen. Back in the day, I used to murk jungle. Now, man, I'm murking crime. Back in the day, I used to play with the basketball like all of the time. Back in the day, I had a left-hand drive. Man, try to look for me.